the ads going.
All right.
I think that's the deal.
We got 4 minutes till 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I reckon they won't be far away.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tubes Taylor here with Duff TV. It is SFL Round 16 action live from Pembroke Park, Sorell versus Brighton. A huge match here at Pembroke Park, and I'm joined in the commentary position by Aaron Roberts. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, Tubes. Looking forward to this game because one of these sides is going to get another win for the year, and it's been a tough old season for both these clubs.
Absolutely, a tough season for both of these clubs at the bottom of the SFL ladder, but they are in real rebuild stage, both of these clubs, and we were lucky enough to catch up with the coaches from both Sorell and Brighton with an interview earlier. Let's have a look at them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Tubes Taylor here with Duff TV, and I'm joined by Sorell senior coach Jock McGregor. Jock, great to have you on board. How are you shaping up today?
Yeah, look, we've got a few wins, a couple outs, unfortunately, as always the way this time of the year. But we've brought some young blokes in, and we think we've got a pretty competitive side today.
Excellent, mate. Obviously on the bottom of the ladder this year, nothing to be ashamed of. You're obviously in a rebuild stage.
Yeah, look, we're an extremely young side, and I think we've got enough talent here. We're just extremely young and don't have a lot of 50-plus game players, and that really does. Who's actually a really good cricketer as well, but he's been along this year for the underage and played last week for us against Lindisfarne and acquitted himself really well, so he gets another crack today.
Balancing out those fresh faces, is there anyone that's pulling the boots on today that may be forced in to kick a few goals?
Yeah, look, we need to get our games average above 25, so I'm hopefully roosting that up to maybe 50, but certainly our age will jump dramatically with me in the group. But look, no, it's all about just felt that in the last few months that I can probably do a few more things on the ground than I can off the ground. It's just part of our development process, so just being out on the ground just gives me a chance to work a little bit closer with a few of the younger blokes, especially our forward line. Our forward line's really, really young, so just an opportunity to maybe do a little bit more there and hopefully help out from there.
Great work, Jock. Brighton obviously just above you on that ladder where they've only won the one game. It's anyone's ball game today. Best of luck today.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
Here we're on Duff TV with the coach of the Brighton Robins, Ryan Bailey. Welcome, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Now, Ryan, a long season coming to end for you, and you've started coaching mid-year. How's it been the last sort of 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, it's been we've sort of struggled on the field a little bit, but sort of off the field it hasn't been too bad. Sort of got a young group, coming through together. So hopefully we can keep all our blokes together and stick around for the sort of a successful future, hopefully. So
how do you keep those young players in a sort of a regional football team?
Sort of most of them have come through our underage through last year. Like Cootsie brought a lot of them through with him. So, and we've just sort of rolled them in. A lot of them were senior ready sort of thing. So, yeah, they've got sort of 3/4 of the season underneath their belt now, and they're going to be keep them together. Probably pick up a few more players, and we shouldn't be too bad. So
now, a close-ish loss last week to Hobart. You'll be running around the ruck today, I'm assuming. How do you do the sort of coaching from the middle? Who's helping you out?
I've got a few blokes on the bench that sort of help us out, so that's not so bad. But yeah, it's sort of a bit of a challenge, sort of taking on a playing coach straight up, but sort of enjoy the challenge, and it's pretty good. So yeah, it's sort of.
Well, there we go. As we see Sorell warming up here, a very young side they've got today, as.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, I suppose this is the thing. If when you're struggling towards the bottom end of the ladder, on occasions you do potentially need to get some younger players coming through the team. Good to see them here.
Absolutely, absolutely. As we see them on screen now, Tristan Pace, Jared Bartlett, Caden Workman, Ben Latham, Ryan Gregson, Jim Nako, Ben Walker, Michael McGregor, old Jock, the coach, who will be playing today, as he mentioned, Sam Russell, Dylan Keeley, Jack Johnson, the captain, Billy Pace, Tim Banks, Joseph Bateman, Braden Carter, Isaac Bateman, a lot of Batemans in there, Alexander Jones, Jordan Latham, Matthew Bevan, Daniel Chapman, Jack Hansen and Nathan Werrett. Of course, debutant today is Jared Bartlett, number 2, playing his first game for the Eagles. And you're going to run us through the Brighton side.
Yeah, some good names here, Brighton. They've got a reasonably good midfield. Jacobis and Stewart, Shawnee Stewart running through the middle should be very handy. Lind, Matty Howlett's a very useful young player. Nathan Isles, Kyle Clark, Adam Collis, very experienced moving forward. Ross Randall, Jade Munning, Zach Bird, it's going to be my favourite name to call out. And just look up forward, he might kick a few goals today. Trent Arnold, Damien Rose, Luke Adams, the other version, Ryan Bailey, the captain coach, which you heard from earlier, Jared Hunch, Trent Rogers, Jack Adams, Daniel Rowbottom, Jacob Pate, Daniel Scott, Fergus Morrison and Zach Evans Fenton.
Yep, so there we go. The number 21, Zach Evans Fenton there. He's come into the side to replace Jordan Percy, who hasn't come up for this game, as we see Ryan Bailey, the big ruckman there, just missed one. The coach doesn't really take himself too seriously. I quite like that there, as.
Yeah, and he came into the coaching role halfway through the season, Tubes, and obviously took it on with a lot of enthusiasm. Really difficult to be a playing coach, and certainly playing on the ball, so he's got a few friends helping him on the bench who will help a young and up-and-coming coach. But I think by all accounts he's enjoyed it. You'd like to win more games. However, you know, you're around your mates and if you're playing well yourself, it makes it a bit easier. Morrison in the middle there trying to rev up the big guy, 65, Fergus Morrison. He'll play down back today. And he'll be probably one of their more important players.
Yeah, absolutely. Couple of young sides here ready to go. Streaming across the globe thanks to Bennett's Petroleum and Jackson Motor Company, of course, sponsoring our live stream. And isn't it great to see SFL action across the world, Aaron?
Yeah, great here. It's a terrific day of early August weather. We were predicting maybe a shower at around about 1 o'clock. It didn't come through this area. It's been magnificent. Interesting enough, we had a little walk across the ground earlier. It's quite lush and long, the grass, and a fraction soft, so the players will just have to be a little careful. The other thing is, as we see the two captains coming together there.
Yep, Jack Johnson and Sean Stewart there getting ready to toss the coin. Of course it is umpire respect round, hence the green armbands there, Aaron.
Yeah, and this is important. We want to encourage more umpires to come along and umpire, and we want to ensure that they have a good experience. And the fans, we've got a few to our right-hand side in the van here who also enjoy a day out without going too far with their comments out into the middle of the field.
Yes, so Brighton won the toss and will kick to the left of screen. And the boys getting tied around their captain there for Sorell. Jack Johnson dragging them in. And the big man at the back there, of course, is Jock McGregor, the coach there with the burley in his hand.
Big game for him, isn't it? Jock coming back. He actually, at one stage, after the interview with YouTubes, he had to actually climb over the 3.5-foot fence. And I know that might have been part of his stretching ritual. I tell you what, he is a good mark. He judges the ball well, and he's a magnificent kick. We just saw an example just then.
Right on target.
He did kick, if I can just introduce myself.
Yeah, sorry, Duff, I didn't. Yeah. I was going to get to you as you started to snigger there as he kicked the ball away. We've got Martin Duffy joining us upstairs on the camera. Duff.
Well, to show Jock's age, I actually played junior footy under 17s for when I was at Clarence, and he was with Sandy Bay back in 1987, so that's a long time ago. He's played a lot of football. I don't think he's played much footy, though, in the last probably 6 or 7 years.
I spoke to him before the game, and he said that this is about his 4th or 5th game this season. So
right.
He's doing the right thing by the youth around the Sorell Footy Club.
It's a great thing that he's done. He's just leading by example, and, you know, we expect him to probably be up in the goal square, but that's fair enough. And hopefully the old champ will get a few goals today.
Just before the game gets going here, just quickly, the other games around the round in the SFL before we kick off: the Lions versus Dodgers Ferry, Claremont versus Lindisfarne. That's a big clash. This game here is Sorell Brighton, and Hobart playing Cygnet. So Cygnet are pretty much firmed up. The top 5 is all done and dusted with a few rounds to go, but there's some movement that could occur in that sort of bottom half of that top. Norfolk are clearly the best team in the conference. About to kick off here, Tubes.
Yep, we're about to get going as the umpire raised the burley above his head, and first quarter action live from Pembroke Park across the world here on Duff TV, thanks to Bennett's and Jackson Motor Company as the ball comes out nicely there for Narco. Kick forward there for the Sorell side. It comes out to Bartlett. First gamer, kicking it long. Inside forward 50, over the back. Here's a chance for the Eagles if they can get their hands on the footy here. Real chance, but it's chopped off nicely there by Trent Rogers, and the big fella Morrison will repel the attack.
We might see a lot of repelling by Morrison. You'll have to do it as Randall just ran over that top of that one, and then trying to win it out was Arnold. Now the ball's on the ground. And a good tackle coming through was Narco. Just laid a bit of pressure, and he's gone again. Wonderful defensive work, but Brighton still maintain the ball, and the ball's worked out to Jakovinsky. He's got it now centre wing. Drills it up with a nice looking kick up to half forward. Collis overran the football. Bird going in, and there's going to be a free kick here.
Yeah, it'll go to the Sorell player there. I think probably just copped a little bit high. It was, of course, Bateman, who goes out wide, finds his teammate in Keeley, kicking long up the wing, has a man, Tristan Pace, who goes hard. Been a lot name with the Sorell Eagles for a long time, their Pace. He kicks forward, finds Alex Jones, who plays on quickly, dodges around one, has time and space here to have assess the goals, and he's kicked it. What a ripper there from Alex Jones, and exactly the start Jock McGregor would be wanting from his charges there, Aaron.
Well, it's a great start from Sorell. And look at the replay here, the Bennett's Petroleum replay. It was nicely worked out by Jones. Look how much time he had. The drop wasn't that great, but the end result, that ball floated through, and a little bit of work done in the goal square by Sammy Russell to ensure that one went through for their first.
I didn't think he was going to get anywhere near it, to be honest. That is a tough pocket to kick a goal from, and he's made it look easy. So hitting the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard for the first time was Alex Jones. 6 plays, zip, and we're away again.
We're back Pate for Sorell. Goes down. Can't win the football, and we're going to get another throw up here as the umpire comes in. A few players around the football.
I think that's Jack Adams there, the number 30, who's an underage player playing up in the senior position.
Now, one out there by Pace again. Narco just overran the football. Now it's being dragged in by someone. It's one out by Hensch. Quick handball by Lind. Running through the middle of the ground. Strong tackle. Narco then lays a further one. And it's play on here. And the ball's out to Randall. Randall kicks the ball long. And Brighton respond here at Pembroke Park.
That is an absolutely ripping goal there from Ross Randall to play the advantage there and take it upon his shoulders and kick one from outside 50. There was the free kick, but spinning out of trouble there, Randall. Just assess the goals. Beautiful right foot kick. 50-metre goal, an absolute ripper for 6 points.
This is a fantastic start. The two teams down near the bottom of the ladder late in the season. It must be really tough as a footballer and as a coach and a supporter to continue with the motivation. But what a start to this game, Tubes.
And the Seagulls in front of me are loving it.
The crowd goes wild. Big ruck contest, one down by Brighton. It comes out for Adams. He kicks it long, down towards forward 50. Big punch from behind, but they ran over the ball. Picked up nicely there by the Brighton player that just dribbles it forward, and it's gone through for a behind.
So end-to-end football at the moment. Sorell will bring the ball back in. grass is a little long, as we mentioned, so if they're running through the middle and try to handle the ball, they might be just in a little bit of trouble. That was Bateman. He delivers the ball up, and he's got a friend of his in front in Pate. In fact, that's Pace, I should say. Pace now just chips the ball over. Not a bad kick. He's got 3 teammates there to choose from, but unfortunately it's popped over the back. Still got a chance going in is Bateman. Bateman with the long hair wins it out. One of my favourite players is Trent Rogers with the wonderful haircut. Moves the ball on forward. Now it's Walker for Sorell in the back half. He'll have to move the ball quickly through the middle of the ground, and he's got a team out there in Pace again. Pace now, short. And he finds, and these guys, Bateman and Pates, been getting a lot of the ball. He now goes to the forward pocket. Nice football there from Sorell, and the ball's by Garter. Garter quickly moves on. Here he is, Jock McGregor. He's tight in the pocket. In fact, he's that tight in the pocket, he's nearly sitting on one of the cars. Yep,
so this is his bread and butter here. Just throws the grass up. Tough angle here for a right footer. Just gives himself a little bit extra there. See the little sideward movement from Big Jock, a very experienced campaigner. Stumbles in. I think he's pushed it across the face of goal, and it will go through for a behind.
He'd feel confident with that one, wouldn't he, Tubes, getting an early touch?
Oh, absolutely. As the ball comes out now for the Robins. They kick it long up the wing. Out there is Jacubizin, which is the hardest.
Yeah, this is the toughest name we've had probably this year to call, I reckon.
Jacubizin.
Yeah, Jacubizin.
We'll just call him Jacka, eh?
Yeah, Jacko.
Jacka.
He's had a few touches early too, which is not great for us.
No, I'm not sure what you called him earlier, but it made me sort of chortle.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jared Bartlett, the number 2 for Sorell, is in his first senior game out there. It's picked up nicely there by Clark, strong midfielder. Handballs into the big walking mullet and Trent Rogers, but it comes forward through Narco. Big kick forward, and guess who it is? McGregor again, finding space at, how old did you say he was, Duff?
Oh, I think he's 48, Jock.
Rightio. Lost a few yards in distance kicking, but gee, that's a big fly down in the forward pocket. Chance now for Brighton to just clear the area, and they will through Trent Arnold, I think it was.
Might have been Pace, Billy Pace. The ball's now back to the back half here. Some good hair in this team for Brighton too. The Robins must be doing something right out there in Pomfrey way. Workman got the ball further forward. There's a pass which probably only would have impacted on a worm. It was that low to the ground, and Sorell now had the ball back as they try and build again through Tristan Pace. He goes on to his right boot, kicks the ball high, and there's his hands again, the hands of Sammy Russell. And he'll now go back and have a shot from around about 25 metres out.
Those marks are tough to take, I reckon. Just a contested grab inside forward 50 is worth its weight in gold. He came from behind, just read the flight of the ball beautifully.
Long run up here.
Well,
yeah, he's got the Ben Brown run up, Duff.
He had Matty Howlett on him.
I was going to say Tex Walker. He looks a bit like Tex did a few years ago with the mullet.
He had Matty Howlett on him. He's a very good player, Matthew, but he just outbodied him and he's just a little bit taller. 25 out. Kick on goal. And that looks very good as the umpire doesn't move, and Sorell have their second.
Brilliant stuff there from Sorell to kick their second. Oops, I've mucked the scores up there. But just approached it beautifully. Duff, you were ripping into him about how far back he went. I'll tell you what, if you're going to be kicking goals like this every time, you can walk back 4 kilometres if you want.
There's
beautiful work.
There's no 30-second or 20-second clock here in Southern Football League. So
I'll tell you what, just a quick one, boys. Yep, this fella out here, keep an eye on him. This boy can play.
Jim Nako, yeah.
And he's very enthusiastic around the ball. He's laid about 4 tackles.
He's laid 4 tackles. Let's keep it. How about Az? Let's give you something to do, mate.
Give me something to do. I'm still trying to pronounce Jacobism. I'm still trying to work on that one. Now you've given me stats.
Here they come now. Adams, that's Luke. Transfers the ball up forward. Big fly there from the number 33 Rowbottom. He goes back and gets it again. Chips it up inside forward 50. It should beat them out of bounds here, and it does. We'll see a boundary throw in. 8 minutes gone in the first term.
Entertaining start here in this, well, we don't want to say bottom of the table clash. Legitimately, these are 2 strong football clubs, and hopefully they can push on. We've got to throw in just attacking the side of centre wing. Collis just coming in from behind. The ball was won out by Isles. Now Collis again gets on his left boot, has a flying shot on goal, but it's unfortunately too far.
I will just say this about Adam Collis. He told me before the game, I went up to the Brighton boys and said, who are the ones to watch? and I just had the team sheets in front of me, and this bloke goes Adam Collis. And then someone come up to me, it was the coach, and he said, that was Adam Collis that said to watch Adam Collis. So interesting stuff from him. Tristan Pace here now for Sorell, chipping up towards Nako. He'll go hard here. There he goes, tackling beautifully. It's picked up and it will be cleared now for Brighton.
All right, so just the back half here. They've got a bit of extra few players around the ball. Is Bevan. He dropped it. Now have to go back in as Keeley. He gets tackled hard. Wonderful tackle by Rowbottom. Lots of contested football. Collis trying to get it out. He's laying on his back like a turtle, and he can't. And it will be a throw up here. In fact, it might be Stewart.
Like a turtle, if you don't mind.
The lady in the background, she's bought a new car by the looks of it.
Just sitting up on the old Nastra down there.
Gregson couldn't win it, and it's going to be a free kick here. It's going to be a free kick to Sorell, and the free kick's going to be taken by Walker.
Wonder if she got that from Jackson Motor Company, our scoreboard sponsors.
Yeah, possibly. Centre wing, a couple of players going in there onto their knees. Just got to try and keep Bailey just launching himself. Hasn't had a lot of the ball. There's a little sneaky handball out the side. But the umpire's blown his whistle, and it'll be a free kick here to Sorell.
Yep, Sorell should take the ball here through Dylan Keeley, driving the ball long. Coming out to meet it was McGregor, who copped a little falcon. We might see that in the Bennett's Petroleum replay if we can. It was one of the best falcons I've ever seen. Straight off there.
Hit his shoulder, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now we'll call it a falcon. Look at this. Dunk, straight off the side of the ear ball.
Yeah.
The ear ball. We'll see a boundary throw in here, Az.
Right, we'll try and get a kick. Gregson couldn't quite win it as Tubes is just trying to work out what ear ball means. He's going to look it up. Anyway, we're all fine. Gregson again. He has 3 players that he has to beat. He can't. And Shawnee Stewart running through. Now he just threw it up in the air. He might have just got his fist to it. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Walker's dragged to the ground. And we're going to have another throw up here. Middle of centre wing in front of some cars. And a gentleman over there who's been manning the gate did a very good job in politely responding as everyone was coming into the venue. Now, hit away there, fist was Chapman. And another whistle, so it may have been a high tackle. I think it's going to be a free kick to Latham. Is he going to get the free kick? Or in fact, it might be going back here. So free kick to Sorell here, half-back flank.
From centre wing, driving the ball up to that centre-half forward position. McGregor gets in position. Knees give way. Here's a chance now for Banks. He's got pace to burn. Handballs over the top to McGregor. McGregor from range here. Bends one back. Do you shepherd that through or do you mark it? No, you take the mark. Sam Russell right in front of goals will go back and should kick his second.
Well, I think he probably had to take the mark. I don't think it was guaranteed. But when you've got hair as good as that, and I'm obviously jealous, you need to go back and take it, stroll back, and then slot. So Hallett's had 2 kicked on him now. Yep,
so there we go. He hits the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, and we'll see this in the Bennett's Petroleum replay. It was a great kick forward by McGregor to the right spot, I think. And as we see here, Sammy Russell made no mistake, just kicks it down to Pittwater. Says, go and get that.
It's probably floating out there. Tinney might run into it.
Yep.
See it.
What a great shot on the benches here as the boys, you can see they're keen there, Az.
They want to come back on. It's really hard to do rotations, I think, in sort of regional football when you've got about players aren't used to going on and off the ground, but coming onto the ground there is Daniel Scott. Now running through the middle was Keeley.
He's been good.
Yeah, and he kicks the ball up to half forward looking for McGregor. Bailey's on him now. Bailey got his right fist, but McGregor just showed how good he is. And the captain coach shoves him to the ground. I think actually, to be fair, he just fell over there, John.
His knee gave way, I reckon.
Yeah, anyway, he's around 55 out, and a bit of a John for those 2 players, the 2 coaches today.
Great to see the coaches on each other as out comes our man Sammy Russell. It's picked up nicely there by the Sorell player, but we'll see another ball in.
Just quality though, and quite seriously, isn't he just showing his class? The guy's 48, running around with blokes, you know, half his age, and whether he sees out the game, that's another thing, but geez, he was just a great player. I think he kicked about 95 goals in one season back in, when was that, Az? You're the A to Z of stats and Tassie footy.
Well, he's kicked over 100 a few times in regional football.
Has he? Well, I think he kicked 90 in the state league.
Yeah, for Sandy Bay.
Sandy Bay. I'm thinking 94, but I could be a little bit wrong there.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Anyway, away goes Stewart. The captain looking to pump up his charges. It comes out nice there to Gregson, who copped one high. He'll be happy to take a free kick for that one. Brighton player said he ducked into it.
I don't know how. He's about 6'8".
Comes back nicely now to Chapman. It's gone out of bounds though, I think.
No.
Geez, been a few free kicks
Free
in this
kicks,
game
yeah.
so far.
Umpire's doing the right thing. Keeling driving it forward. Mark taken down there by Bateman.
Bateman now has he brings the ball into the right forward pocket.
Oh.
And Narco just getting in the way. And Morrison just giving a little bit of a reminder of what he was trying to do. He was trying to spoil the football, but Narco definitely controlled that one. We might even get a chance to see the Benners Petroleum replay there. Here it is. Yep. I call that a mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to have a shot here, Narco. He's been prominent early with some good defensive pressure. Kicks on goal from about 15 metres. It's probably what you'd politely call a bit of a shocker or wobbly past him.
I think we'll just keep his stats for tackles. Don't worry about his kicking.
Well, he's still on 4 tackles as well.
Well, you can be a tackle machine. Absolutely. Kicked out now by Brighton. Big man to fly over the back was Jared Hanch. Adams gets tackled hard. Little push in the back for his troubles. Nothing doing. Jack Johnson, the captain, gets a kick away. Coming out to meet the footy, though. Brighton do really well. It is Dan Scott.
Tell you what, as we mentioned before, this fantastic hair. Bateman probably leading the hair count at the moment. And the ball's marked by Lynn. Jared Lynn now. He's got a friend up forward. He's just got to try and keep that ball in play, and Rose gets it. Rose worked hard to get onto that one. He had to run a considerable amount of distance. Adam Collis was lurking too. Now Rose isn't sure what to do. He goes inboard. He's got about 4 players to choose from, and now some laconic bouncing down centre wing. The ball's onto the left foot. It's just gone over the head of Berg. Berg can't win it, and it's gone over to Adams, the Luke variety, and Sorell now repel with some smart footy.
That was just courageous from Keeley coming out to meet that footy then. Really needed to go and did so. Beautiful work for him. And they'll attack through Jones. Jones on the far wing. Breeze probably going towards that direction, I would say, and working forward there nicely is Jordan Latham. Plays on quickly, has 3 to beat, gets his kick inboard, trying to find where it, but it missed the mark, and Brighton will repel again. Here's a chance as they go forward. Almost taking the mark down there is Collis, pumping up his own tyres. Couldn't even take a chest mark, and it comes out nicely there for the Eagles, and they will clear through Keeley.
Yeah, and the kick's gone wide out to half forward, so they're able to repel quite effectively at the moment, Sorell, but Brighton just holding them up at half forward. Bate, that's a great mark. There's that hair.
Look at it.
Extra power to it. Looks like something from the 1970s, and he moves really well. And I'm assuming he might spend a bit of time surfing as we see a little bit of smoke just come down the ground. Sammy Russell has a shot on goal through the gloom of the smoke, and it goes to the left-hand side.
Is there a bushfire?
Out of bounds on the full. Well, we've got 2 fire pots on our right-hand side.
No, it's not that.
It's not those. They're keeping some of the... there's a fire over the back somewhere.
Look at this.
We'll keep on the football.
Come on. This is not an optical illusion, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway, Morrison will bring it in for Brighton. Kicks the ball high. It's just snuck over the back, but it's won out there by Chapman. Chapman now lost it. Workman picks it up. Workman handballs to Johnson. Johnson gets his second touch, and down on the ground is Daniel Chapman just getting a whack in his hip, but I think he's okay.
It must be hard running around in this sort of smoky conditions as Duff starts to struggle.
Duff, you coughing, mate?
Oh, struggling.
Anyway, it is Sorell 3-1-19 to Brighton 1-6. 1-6 I've got one. We'll check that. I've got 7, 1-1-7 here on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard as the handball comes out nicely there to Bateman. Bateman missed his mark, and the handball forward now by Brighton towards Adams. Diving in hard on there was Narco, and we'll see a ball up. I do like, he's very tenacious, isn't he?
Yeah. He's
Jimmy Narco.
Got some energy about him, doesn't he?
Yeah, look at him go here. Kick forward by Brighton. Up to that half-forward position, but it's bounced up into Bevan's hands, and he looks outboard, finds his man in Billy Pace. Pace back in towards Johnson. Johnson switching the play beautifully here to Keeley. Keeley now up the far wing towards Narco, just overcooked a little bit as we see McGregor in the background trying hard. Handballed off nicely. Here's a chance for McGregor. That's his bread and butter, ladies and gentlemen. Jock McGregor kicks his first and hits the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard.
Wow, look at this on the replay. Cruising in there from the right forward pocket, and he's had a couple of opportunities, and now he's got his first, and interesting, his first goals on the run. But I think that was a build-up from half-back, usable really well. They keep him finding space just on this near, or the near side of the ground, and they're able to find a bit of a link-up players. And Sorell looking good at the moment.
Yeah, Billy Pace, I think it was down there that transferred the play. Beautiful work. You've got to look laterally here in regional footy. If you can't attack up that far wing, come to this side. And that wind worked beautifully there for Jock McGregor. 25 plays 7. It is 18 points the difference.
Right, Gregson tries to win the ball out. Right, just once again, just have the numbers behind the ball. There's Keeley with his boot, kicks the ball out wide, looking for Bateman. Bateman can't quite run onto it, but now he'll get it back off the hands of Workman. Goes to ground, and it's gone a little bit too close. In fact, we've got another free kick on that far side of the ground.
Need to fix your mic there, Aaron, if you don't mind.
Yep, ball's up here to half forward, just centre wing, just in front of a few fans enjoying the days out here in Sorell, and a nice mark taken by Lukey Adams. Lukey Adams looks for a teammate to kick to, decides just to go a little short. Now they're on here, Brighton, they've just got to get the ball quickly, but one of their options up forward, they're going to try and find Bird, and Bird can't get his hands on it, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, the breeze just working to this section of the ground now. All of that smoke's gone because the breeze has picked up. Not sure what happened out here, but it's good to see that the breeze has blown all that smoke away, and no one's going to suffer from smoke inhalation.
I'm just worried about Duff just above us. The wind has really picked up at the moment, hasn't it?
Yeah.
He's in a van perched above us in the Duffette van, hanging on for dear life as we're trying to keep the doors intact.
Scrappy stuff here in the forward pocket for Brighton. They'd really love a goal here before quarter time. They need one. Haven't really looked like they're going to attack, but the umpires are going to ball it up. 20 minutes gone in this first term. Of course, there is time on.
Yep, yeah, we've got a few minutes here. As going high into there was Gregson, who's been prominent earlier. Been interested to see Ryan Bailey in the ruck. He's been in defence, and I'm just seeing if he's on Jock McGregor. We'll just have a look at, keep an eye on that one. But Sorell have got a free kick here in the back half, and they just need a little bit of impetus to surround the ball at the moment. Now the kick's gone up, Rogers is there, but the punch going over the top by Randall, and he did a good job of just knocking it over. Another player who probably just needs to get in it again is Rogers. Just have a look at his kicking style here, Tubes. I don't know if he'd ever coached this, but he's a very useful footballer. He's got a lot of energy, good tackler, and he runs quite well.
Yeah.
I think that ball did the 360, the burner. Anyway, that's okay. He's doing a lot better than the rest of us who are sitting here. Is Mika Bekinski tried to win it. Tristan Pace got taken.
What was that? Jackie Bison is
Jackie
his name. Pace now finds the ball here for the
Well, I got a bit of a push and shove. There's a player down here.
Yep.
Tristan Pace got just knocked over.
Just.
And it comes out now for the Eagles through Latham. Latham handballs back right in front of the Duff TV van. That's a clever kick to advantage, but leading the race back there is the Rose. Trying hard down there is Workman, who came into the side for his second game. It's picked up there by your man, Trent Rogers, and it will be cleared by Fergus Morrison to the coach.
Yeah, and he's got to run off here a little bit off, and this is where he has the advantage, Bale. He's very fit, and he kicks high to centre wing, but hasn't got too many friends out there as Jack Johnson sees the ball over the boundary line with Jackie Adams. And just on that, the moment the wind definitely is picked up just for 2 or 3 minutes. It really got blowing here in Sorell. And it was predicted at about 2:30 that the wind would come through with maybe a slight change. And there's some dark clouds over towards the northeast, but I think we should be fine as Tristan Pace just lost the ball out. And Sorell desperately throwing his body in is Kyle Clark. He wants that football. He can't get it. Ben Walker wants that football. Now the umpire will get it as he gets to throw it up in the air and restart play again.
Yeah, I think the move of Ryan Bailey back into the ruck is really important for Brighton. They don't really look like they're winning it out of the middle there, and his fitness and his leadership is certainly something that I think is missing. So we might see that in this second term. Perhaps.
And with Sean Stewart and also with Adam Collis, he could move back on the ball. They probably just need a little bit more drive and class around the middle of the ball here, Brighton.
Yeah, as good a player as Jock McGregor is, his pace around the footy isn't going to trouble, you know, Brighton defenders too much. I mean, he's so clever, he'll find a spot. Randall, clever little dicky kick. Found his man in the middle and they go forward again. Brighton, gee, they'd love a goal here. Dropped off the chest of Jared Hanch. Comes backwards now with pace coming through as Chaplin. And he goes out wide and finds his man. And Sorell will clear.
Sorell off half back here, just looking for a few options. They're just a bit stagnant at the moment, and it might just come back. His Howlett couldn't get it. Banako came over the top, and he won the football. Flying in was Lukey Adams. He's now being taken to tackle on Howlett. Walker now just clears the ball for Sorell and finds Latham centre wing. Latham turns around and kicks up to McGregor. Punching hard was Bailey and knocks it over the boundary line. But
maybe I'm wrong.
Well, maybe, but I just feel that he's such a good ruckman and he can run off. And it's hard when the ball's being brought forward so effectively by Sorell's midfield at the moment for Jacob Bailey, for Ryan Bailey.
Look, age is a factor, no doubt, but Jock McGregor is such a clever footballer, knows where to run, knows where to go to get the footy. Narco out of the middle, kicking long, inside forward 50, big fly there from a few players from the Eagles. Going hard at the footy there. Brighton do really well. In the bottom of the pack there was Luke Adams. Picked up nicely there by Jones. Into the middle, finds Keeley. Keeley from 50. Just didn't get enough on it, and it'll be a free kick going to the Brighton player down there. The defender did really well.
What do we think the wind's doing, boys?
It's circling, if anything.
Is it?
Probably across to this section of the ground, I would have thought, Duff.
As long as you're hanging on, Duff, that's all that matters, mate. Oh, there's a good mark by Matty Howlett. He's been in defence for most of the day, and he gets a little bit of attention from Sam Russell. But now he'll go back. He's playing quite deep at the moment. We might see Howlett just move through the half forward or even half back a little bit further. Jock McGregor showing some skills, and he pops the ball up to Pace. And Pace marks it 45 out, tight on the angle. Now he quickly plays on and kicks the ball to the top of the square, flying through, unable to mark it. Look out for Russell. Russell on all fours, couldn't get it out. And it's run out by Hench. I think he's moved to half back. Gregson all on his own. Has no one around him. 3 Eagle players there, but unfortunately the boundary line wasn't their friend on that occasion. We'll have a throw in here. It's nearly quarter time, and Sorell with the early lead and the early running in what's been a pretty entertaining game here at Pembroke Park. Round 16, Southern Football League on Duff TV.
Yeah, this game's flowed around quite nicely, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think Brighton have certainly had their chances. The defence of Sorell has just been huge, and they haven't been able to score. So Jacob Pate, handballs off to a man in trouble. That was Lukey Adams. Lukey manages to get out of the way. Then the kick is just overcooked a little bit, straight in the arms of Dylan Keeley. Comes backwards. Brighton would love a goal here onto the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Trying hard down there is Nathan Isles. Kicked forward, this is what they want, just a scrubby kick, any goal will do. Zachy Bird almost. Trying hard down there is Jared Lind, who gets it off to Bird. Bird gets his kick away, then slung away. It'll bounce into the arms of Chapman, who runs and will clear for Sorell.
Yeah, Chapman's been really good off half-back. He's been a dominant player throughout this quarter, and his run and his delivery of the football, on that occasion, it was a little inaccurate, but we can see that the wind picking up and it probably pushed that ball away. It's predominantly nearly 85% of the play tubes has been on that far side of the ground, so Duff earning his money, zooming in and out with the camera at the moment.
Yep, he's going to work that button really hard today.
So the other people that are working hard are the people in the cars and supporters over that side who actually keep running and retrieving the football.
Yeah, straight back into the Jackson Motor Company vehicle there.
I think that was a Hyundai, wasn't it?
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is quarter time here at Pembroke Park. It is Sorell 4-1-25 to Brighton 1-1-7. 18 points the difference. Goal kickers for Sorell, 2 to Sam Russell, 1 to Jock McGregor and 1 to Alex Jones. For Brighton, it was Rossi Randall with a ripping goal there halfway through that first term. How'd you see the first term?
Well, in the first sort of 4 or 5 minutes, it was really even, Tubes. We saw a lot of the ball sort of pinging back and forth, and what probably didn't resonate, that it was actually a bottom of the table clash. Both teams looked more than capable. However, Sorell just started to build up through the back half. Daniel Chapman was fantastic, bringing the ball through the back half of the ground. Jimmy Narco laid some tackle and some nice pressure acts from him. And I really like Ryan Gregson, who's probably rucked and been on the ball. But up forward, they've got some options.
Yep.
Sorell have got a couple of options. Sam Russell is trying to fly, and the veteran Mick McGregor, he's kicked one and been really good. And they just kind of got a little bit more on top as the game went on, and the wind and the conditions made it hard for Brighton to keep their ball. And Brighton's midfield, their sort of middle players are struggling at the moment.
Yep, a little bit, I would suggest. All right, we're going to take a quick break here at Duff TV. And we'll be right back in just a few moments. Stick around. Second quarter coming to you live from Pembroke Park in just a few minutes.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
And these guys got to run all over us, aren't they? Just don't let them do it. We're coming out here with a mindset. We haven't done none of it, have we? Not one. We've just let them run round and do as they please. Let's not let it happen this quarter. Man-on-man football. That's what we're going to go back to. Simple. Beat your man, we win the game. Man-on-man football. Said before the game we didn't want to be chasing arse, so that's what we're doing. We're chasing arse. We've got to peg it back, go back to our structures. Man-on-man football. Go to that bloke down there with the long hair. Taking a couple of good grabs, get around him, let's help him out. Get that third man up if need be. Hanchy, just go back to McGregor, mate. Give us big spoils, mate. Get it down the line. Let's look for Hanchy coming out of the back line too. Get him along to the boundary line so we can get it out and reset if we need to.
Go on, Hanch.
Trainer, just keep going well back there, mate. Just play that quarterback role for us. Keep working it out. Working it out. Herb, just keep giving us everything you got, mate.
Come on, Herb.
Rowie just up on the wing, mate. Use your run. You know, you've got good skills, you've got good hands. Let's look for him.
Make sure we use his side, boys.
Myself, Chewy, Clarkie, and Jackie in the middle. We've got to lift this quarter, I reckon. This is where it's going to start. It's going to start with us. Out of the middle. Out of the middle and get it in forward so we can kick some goals.
Come on, Spides.
Jerry, let's keep looking for him out in the wing there, mate. Just keep presenting. Clady, Rossi ran. Just throw it half forward there, Rossi. Lead up at the ball, mate. We know you run straight lines. Someone gets in your way, straight through them, mate. Just put them on their arm.
Come on, Ross.
Yakka, keep hitting up at it, mate. Give us more. Need more. Blukey, you're the X factor down there, mate. We know you can snag them. Let's snag 3 or 4. Birdie, need a little bit more from you, mate. Straight line, straight up the ground. None of this out to the flank. That comes to us kicking it to him as well. Make sure getting it back in the corridor for him. We know what he can do when he gets the footy in his hands.
Come on, boys.
Davo, that chop out for that ruck rotation, mate. I reckon we'll try and get you across half forward a little bit too. Noddy, keep in and under when you're on the ball. Just give us everything. Mana, keep going back there. And Zachy, good when you come on, mate. Good job. Stay in tight, nice and tight.
Come on, boys.
Yeah, boys.
Work hard.
Like what you said, man-on-man football. We've got a little bit of work to do now, haven't we? So we're just going to peg it back 1 quarter at a time. 1 quarter at a time. Come into half time. If we're not in front, we're going to be only 5 or 6 points behind, aren't we? So we're going to go out now and going to give it everything we've got. Let's go.
Let's go, boys. Come on, mate.
Well, there we go, folks. Ryan Bailey, really keen to get the Chargers fired up here in this second quarter. He has made the move of himself into the middle of the ground and put Hanch back on McGregor. So it will be interesting to see how they go here at Brighton. As you can see, the breeze just blowing over to that side of the ground there here at Pembroke Park. Azza, back to you in the studio.
Yeah, a lot of passion there from Ryan Bailey, first-year coach, and why not? And it's great to see some excitement and passion, and maybe to a certain extent he might have even just built that up himself towards the end of that quarter, as he was probably a bit beaten by Jock McGregor, although fairly even. And in the end, a good, strong lead here to Sorell. Sorell 4-1-25 to the Brighton Robins. 1 goal, 1-7. As the wind and the gloom just coming over us. Just quickly in some scores around the grounds in the SFL. Hobart have a 2-point lead over Cygnet there. 6 goals straight, 36. Cygnet 5 goals, 34. So maybe something interesting boiling there between the Tigers and the Port. And the other game we've got scores in at the moment is a very important game. Claremont 3 goals, 1-19. Lindy have the lead at the moment. The Two Blues 4 goals, 4-28. But we're here at Pembroke Park, and it is kicking off here in the second quarter. Bailey goes high into the air. Gregson will be contesting with him, and straight away there's a little hold, and the umpire will call a free kick, and Bailey just knocks down one of the Sorell players there. He's keeping his excitement, Tubes, isn't he, from what's been going on. And now Bailey wins the ball and drives the ball forward looking for Bird. Bird didn't actually compete on that occasion, and Latham was able just to keep onto the ground, and the ball's going to be held up here in the left forward pocket. Just in the back of that, going hard was Latham again, going to the ground. Lots of players on their knees. Stewart in there too. He needs to try and win it. And the relieving pressure of Chapman. Once again, some silky stills from Chapman, and he now brings the ball out wide looking for Walker.
We might just have a look at the replay here of Bailey and Latham going at it. There was a little bit of fire in that, and it's good to see as Narco goes forward, driving the ball long, inside forward 50. Goals at this end have been hard to come by, and it's rolling out of bounds in front of that man. He's going to throw it back in. So I'm really looking forward to Bailey seeing what he does in the ruck.
Well, he was pretty passionate, wasn't he? And in the first moment, he was passionate. So he's bringing that enthusiasm and passion. He's got to keep himself nice and calm as a young coach and ensure that he makes good decisions as he goes into the ruck. And he's rucking up against Sammy Russell. Now Rogers onto his boot. You can see the ball just held up there, and Sorell are going to quickly go back forward again. Morrison, I think, got his hand in it, but it didn't matter. It went through to the right-hand side in front of Bateman for a minor score.
So just to keep you updated, folks, I am on the scoreboard for Jackson Motor Company today, and I was 100% correct. The scoreboard itself here at Pembroke Park was incorrect. Tubes Taylor, though, got it all right. As the kick comes in, it's chopped off nicely there by Stewart. Just got there. The kick comes long, beautifully into the path of Randall Ross. Rossi Randall, of course. He goes round, tries to dodge through that Keeley tackle, can't do anything with it. Goes back and gets it, does Randall. The odd two first names for a first and a second as Keeley cops one high. Handball comes forward again. Here's a chance now for Daniel Rowbottom, and it's gone out of bounds. And we'll see a boundary throw in.
He got up, Keeley? He must have.
Yeah, he's up. He's a tough customer, Duff.
He's a good player too.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Bailey in the ruck. He's up against Gregson again. Gregson with his left hand, but then Bailey comes through. Narco couldn't quite win the football. Jared Lynn was unable to. We're going to have a free kick here as there's a player down. That's Jared Lynn is down. I think, is he going to get the free kick? Just hard. I just couldn't see which direction the umpire was actually signalling there. We'll see the replay, the Jackson Motor Company replay there, where it was a man running through.
The Bennett's replay.
Bennett's, sorry. Jackson Motor Company scoreboard.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brighton with the ball. They're going to bring the ball forward here, and that kicked out into the dangerous passages over the top of Collis. He's just been missed a few times, and Sorell should be able to repel here, maybe for not too long. Yeah, it's a great mark.
Good effort by Jones there to get the footy.
Great mark by Jones.
As he brings it forward. Nice mark there to sorry, it's not Bateman, it's Walker. Benny Walker switches the play inside forward 50 almost. Trying hard down there was Werrett, but he overran the ball. Brighton now, the Robins looking to attack. Chopping in there beautifully was Adam Collis, the man who pumps up his own tyres. A kick inside forward 50. Read the ball beautifully down there. And a nice strong mark taken there by
one of the Adams.
Adams.
One of the Adams.
Lukey Adams.
Yeah.
So he'll go back from...
He's a good set shot too, Tubes.
Yeah, 25 metres out or so. That breeze is tough though, as we see the dogs in the background.
Yeah, a couple of beagles over there enjoying themselves. Luke Adams does the job for Brighton, and they needed that one, that's for sure. They've got their first of the second quarter, and they inch back that lead to 11 points as we see the replay, the Bennett's Petroleum replay, and we can see the umpire standing nice and straight to signal a goal.
As we saw in the Bennett's Petroleum replay there, Adams is a beautiful kick of the footy. Been playing a lot of footy, played all his junior footy out here as well. So that's what they're hoping to build on, these two footy clubs, their junior clubs coming through. And we can see potential there, can't we, Aaron?
Yeah, and it's important, these players. I mean, we see in the State League how difficult it is to keep players together, and actually that cohesion on the Northwest Coast at the moment, a lot of trouble. And that's imported here in country football as well.
Handballed out nicely there by Pace. The kick forward by the other Pace. Strong grab taken down there by our man Jones. This is a good spot for them to attack. So the ball came forward. Here's a chance now down there for Bartlett.
Oh, he's a bit unlucky there, Howlett. He did a really good job defensively. Bartlett just a bit stronger and kept his front position, and unfortunately gave away a free kick.
I think this is his first game today. Yep, it is. Jared Bartlett's first senior game for the club, so he'd love to see a goal here. Get your name in the paper in your first game. That's a good kick with the breeze. Gee, what a ripper. The debutant kicks a goal, and Sorell extend their lead back to 17 points.
I think this is the boy that Jock did point out in the list when we were talking to Jock after the interview, and he said, watch this boy, he can play.
Well, just look at the kick. That is a well-worked kick. He's in a way kicking sort of across or through the breeze, if that makes any sense. The breeze kind of pushed in the other way, and he kicked it to the near post, and it swung towards the far post. A wonderful kick. Probably a little bit fortunate, though, maybe with the free kick. So the ball back in the middle of the ground. You see Bailey and Gregson.
Good steadying goal, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. They were just sort of working their way back into that. As Latham just goes to knees and wins a free kick. Nathan Isles are probably a little unlucky there too. The umpires have been pretty good. They've been consistent throughout the day. They've been blowing the whistle a lot. And now the ball's been brought up the top there. Arnold just goes over the top of him. Hench. He wins it out. Now, they've got Rogers here. Sonny's going to go to him now. Rogers will turn and gets it on. He's much better when he's kicking on the run. Bailey climbs. He goes over the ball and can't win it. Latham on his knees, trying to win the football. Popping through was Banks. Banks now through a little bit of traffic. Gets pace. Pace now. He runs to about 55. Kicks the ball long to a 1-on-1. Morrison from behind on Russell. Gets the ball down to the ground. That's exactly what he needed to do. Lurking was Bateman, and now Morrison tries to kick it. Missed it. Harassed by Russell, and now the ball's booted off the ground.
Yeah, great pressure there by Russell, but brilliantly worked by Bateman. It should be picked up here by Walker. He gets sharked nicely. It's picked up by Lind, who handballs over the top. Here's a chance for Adams in the middle of the ground. Sends a worm burner down towards his mate there in Collis, who's pumped up his own tyres. We keep mentioning that. The ball goes forward. That's a great kick to Bird. So Bird from a tough pocket here with the breeze in his face.
Yeah,
kicking for goal.
He's a very good kick for goal, Bert. Hasn't had a lot of the football. It's been difficult because it's been swirly. This will be, well, I don't know. The breeze blowing, he's got to aim for the far goalpost, or the right goalpost as he comes in. Tight angle from Bird. Kick is on the way. Really important kick for this one. And he's actually aimed too far, and he's only just probably snuck it in for a behind.
So Brighton hit the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard with a solitary point. They'd love a big 6-pointer. As the kick comes out to Keeley, who's recovered after having his head taken off. Kicks long to that far wing. Numbers here with Brighton. Gee, that's a good mark taken down there by Isaac Bateman. Beautiful hair, the golden locks.
Surprised it doesn't get in his way.
Golden, they're not even golden. Kicks long. Nice grab again there to Chapman. And 52. Umpire's hot on that. Gee.
Didn't actually see. Was that the ball wasn't passed back? Oh no,
that's what it was
sorry,
for.
it was no. It was. I suppose he did jump as a ball. They tend to pay those these days, don't they?
That's the Bennett's. That's the benefit of the Bennett's Petroleum replay there for you, Az.
Yeah.
I got my B's little mixed
That's
up.
harder than say Jacobism, isn't it?
Yep.
Morrison from behind with the right fist knocks the ball to ground. It's one out by Lind.
Oh, our man Narco gets a beautiful tackle there.
I make that 6 tackles.
Well, what was this for? Let's have a look at this.
Oh, I can't work that one out, boys.
Oh,
Bit late, maybe.
Oh, look at this.
Oh no, the pass has gone across the face of goal, and look at it, Sammy Russell with the hair blowing furiously through the back there as again an indication. Don't need a windsock when you got Sammy Russell's hair indicating it's kind of blowing to that side of the ground, and he's going to have a shot on goal in the left forward pocket. And I've already seen one from this quarter from here, Tube. So hopefully we'll see exactly what Sammy Russell can do with a set shot.
Must aim to the left post here. This is Tubes Taylor's pocket. Comes in nicely. That's all right, but too far.
Come back.
And he's only hit a point.
You can see what he's trying to do, but he actually partly shanked it, but it still came back, didn't it? As Morrison will bring the ball out, and he'll find Stewart.
To be honest, I'm not sure why they're coming out to this side of the ground. This is absolutely the attacking side of the ground for Sorell. They need to transfer it over to that dead pocket, I reckon.
Well,
anyway.
the dead fish of Rogers kicking the ball forward, and he got some good contact on it, but it's turned over here, and Sorell will repel again.
Keeley with a kick forward, finds our man Sammy Russell.
He's got to kick this.
Yeah, well, he's had a kick from a similar spot.
Has he got the juice, do you think?
He's got the journey, no doubt. But the accuracy with the wind is going to prove difficult because it is blustery out here.
Gee, it's a big kick in the context of the game. 29 points start. Well, sorry, was it 19? Sends them out to 25.
I think the scores could be wrong on the scoreboard there, Duff, just quietly. But anyway, we've got the Jackson Motor Company scores. That's a rubbish kick, but a nice fly there by Isaac Bateman with the hair. Look at it in the Bennett's Petroleum replay. Didn't we love the way the locks just flowed out the back there?
Oh, it was something. Yeah, look, it was good and disappointing. Well, not disappointing. Nathan Isles is in the ability just to make a contest then, but players are really reluctant to go and not look at the football as they try and make a contest. They tend to give away free kicks, and you can see Nathan Isles actually kind of be half unsure what to do on that occasion. And now Bateman will line up from around 20 metres out on a slight angle. Once again, the wind will play a factor as he has a long run up. Kick on its way, and he has, I think he's missed every, no, he's just snuck it in. The umpire ran a long way to his right-hand side and behind to the Eagles as Morrison will bring it back in.
Morrison for the Robins. That's a big long roost up towards his teammates there, flying high nicely. There was Luke Adams. So, Luke Adams from half back decides to send a bit of candy, has 3 to beat, just runs through them all, and then handballs over the top to his brother Jack. Jack sends one up. That's a good, clever kick to his teammate there in Rose. Surely they call him the pedal. From centre wing, kicking long inside forward 50. Bailey's down there, but flying high. That's a mark there to Rowbottom.
He's moved forward now, Rowbottom.
Yep, a good move.
Yeah, and he's got a good set of hands too. I've seen him go up for a couple of marks. And this is massive.
This is huge.
This, Brighton. Just get some good feeling going back in what they're doing, because I think they're kicking to the scoring end. Just
between the goal umpire and the right goalpost here, folks, is where he's got to aim. Just work it across from that area. Won't struggle for distance, but accuracy might be his problem. It was in the end. Kicked long. Down towards the forward pocket. Scrappy stuff. Yeah, Jerry's onto it, the man Jerry. As
tell you what,
Ross Randall tries hard down there for Brighton, and it'll be a free kick going the way of the Eagles.
No one can see what's going on in the Duffhead van at the moment. It's absolute chaos as the wind's blowing stuff everywhere. Duff is currently on top of the van. I don't think it's safe at all, but anyway, it's his insurance that he's paying for it. Running over its Rowbottom. He couldn't pick it up. And Brighton now with the Rowbottom will get it back. He's got a mate in front is Rogers. Rogers won't be winning, but it's Jared Lynn now. Tied in the pocket. Lynn from Rogers. Rogers will centre the ball. Wonderful football from Brighton. And Lukey Adams finds it. And this is another big kick for the Brighton Robins.
Well, they've certainly had the most of it, I think, the Robins, in this quarter in particular, but they just haven't been able to multiply on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they need to increase their cell count, don't they?
Yeah.
A few multipliers. It's where's he going to kick this, Luke Adams? I got no idea. He's trying to drill it through, but look at the wind. Take it. He started that outside that right goal post, and it's gone all the way across the face.
I tell you what, just on the goals, they're pretty short down here at Sorell, aren't they?
Yeah,
which makes goal kicking easier.
That's it in the Bennett's Petroleum replay. We saw the kick just go screaming across the face of goal.
That's a proven fact, isn't it, Aaron?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It makes it a lot. It really makes it harder for the goal umpire. Anyway, Bevan with the ball. Back half here for Sorell. Kicks the ball high, and it goes over the top of Munnings' head. The ball's marked by Caden Workman. Caden Workman got a bit of the ball early on in the first quarter. Just drifted out of the game. He's got a kick. Kicks it up to half forward. Flying high from the side. And it's been taken. Good mark.
Yeah, solid mark by Gregson.
Gregson's been very useful in the ruck now. Gregson chips forward to the pocket and he tries to find Jones. Jones just drops the mark. Stewart goes in and lays some pressure. And I think Jones has given away the free kick and Stewart will have it for Brighton.
Yep. So the captain, Stewart, from half back. Kicking up the wing towards Bailey and Co, but it didn't have enough on it. And the mark is chopped off there by Gregson. The big fella for the Eagles. At centre wing, kicking long into that dead pocket though. Big fly from behind by our man Bateman. Jones is there.
Big Greg said he's a size, isn't he? He's like watching a slow motion replay in real time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Absolutely, Duff.
He does get
he's
across the ground
though.
okay. No, he gets and
he's effective.
He's at every ruck contest at the moment, and I'd say he's probably beating the more athletic Bailey, and Bailey's actually not in the ruck at the moment.
Yeah, he's moved back forward there, Bailey.
Yeah, so he wins that one, taps it down with his right hand. Narco tries to win it. Running through was Kyle Clark. Kyle Clark sneaks the ball out, and it's gone over the boundary line. Another pressure act from Narco.
Yep, great stuff by Narco.
So we're at 15.5, nearly gone here in the second quarter, and it is Sorell on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard indicating that they have got a comfortable lead, and it's been really difficult to score goals, particularly from set shots, as it's been that windy, as Pace works the ball back out. There's a lot of players just going past. Stewart ran over the ball, and it's going to be...
Should be a free kick there,
yeah,
I
should be a
reckon,
free
right?
kick. Yeah, so free kick here to Jared Lind.
Lind from half back. Looks up. No one really giving him a lot of options, so he kicks towards the coach, Bailey, who manages to get a fist in. Forwards must play in front down here with this breeze. The ball bounces cruelly there for Trent Rogers. Comes through nicely. Bailey trying hard. Gets a great tackle there by Keeley, and it'll be swept up by Chapman, and he will clear out to Narco. From centre wing. Kicking up to half forward. No one at home there for the Eagles, but coming out to meet it is Jones. Jones handballs over the top to Pace. Pace sends one, that's Billy Pace, down towards our man in Sam Russell, and a clever kick.
Oh, really?
And Jock McGregor's got it, and he earned the 52, and he runs in and kicks his second. Well, we'll see in the the Bennett's Petroleum replay here. This is just a clever kick.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
And then clever again from
to get hit.
Jock to just get hit.
Darren Hench, I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. I think it was more frustration than anything. It's unnecessary.
He comes straight off to there, Hench.
Maybe Hench knew he was going to come off and have a drink. Thought, oh, Miles will create something and give the old fella a push. But, you know, that wasn't actually... I know Jock McGregor's a good kick for goal. 15-8, you'd expect it. But with this win,
with this breeze,
it wasn't actually not guaranteed.
No, it was uncertain, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So also unnecessary from Hench.
Right, Gregson. Bailey just copped on his knees. Stewart tries to win it. He goes to ground. Narco providing some pressure. Kyle Clark running in there, as is Timmy Banks. Bailey goes to ground. Quickly onto Stewart again. So the captain coach and the captain. And running around is Rogers. I should say Adams. Adams pots it. Jacobin. Oh, Jacko! Has he kicked one?
Jacko!
Oh,
Jacobism
on his right foot. And that's probably the only way to kick a goal at the moment, is running into Jacobism. Kicks his first. And some nice work by Adams. Good. He's actually delivered a couple of big handballs in this quarter. And Jacobism from the right forward pocket slotted it around nicely. And a bit of a beep of the horn there from a fan from Brighton.
Yep, so Brighton keep in touch here at Pembroke Park. We've got a 17-point margin in favour of the Eagles. And make no mistake, there's still a lot of footy to go as.
Heaps of footy. I think, I mean, they're winning the ball at the moment, Sorell.
Yep.
I should say Brighton. They certainly look better in the ruck since, and the contested ball. Stewart's starting to win it. He's been important,
yep.
Shawnee Stewart. Bailey's just getting his hand to it. And they've got one of their young players. I'm just trying to pick up who's on the ball as well.
Jack Adams.
I think it is, yeah. And he's just now moved to the ball. He's just laid a couple of pressure acts as well.
Here we go. Stewart gets a hold of it. He will earn a free kick here against Tristan Pace.
The umpires have just been consistent with that hold. I know, in fact, it's not. I thought it was a free kick too.
Yep.
We don't know anything about football, do we?
No idea. Big ruck contest, one down by Gregson, but it only goes as far as that man Clark, who kicks out towards Jacobism. We've called him 17 different names today, and we will continue to change it as he moves forward. Johnson, the captain, with his kick forward, finds Banks. Banks goes back, has Narco in the middle. He marks it at half forward. Adams arrived quickly, but the handball went on further to Banks. Banks down towards McGregor, who takes such a strong mark.
Well, let's see how far he got off the ground there on the Bennett's Petroleum replay.
Oh.
Little bit of hang time.
Plenty of lift there from Jock. So he'll go back from 50. This will test him because that breeze is there. As you see the trees in the background. He's a ripping kick of a footy. It's not going to get the journey there, but flying high there at the bottom of the pack. Nicely picked up there by Workman. Rolls out the back and it's scrubbed along the line for a point. 18 points the difference, 3 straight goals.
They got a couple of dangerous forwards in Bateman and Russell as well to complement Jock McGregor at the moment, Tubes. They look quite dangerous when the ball goes forward.
They really do.
I think it's Scott here with the ball, Daniel Scott. He's brought the ball out to the side of the ground. You're yelling at him before Tubes to remove the ball as we hear quite a few whistles.
Umpires picked that one down here.
Got a free call upfield, so it's going to be a free kick here to Kyle Clark, I think. Or in fact, it might actually be a free kick to Pate. No, it's Stewart, in fact. There we go. So Stewart's got the football. Middle of the ground, kicks the ball high. He's trying to find Jacobism. Jacobism can't run it. Bounce behind him. Bailey now runs onto it. He's in front of, and there's Bailey's pace. And Bailey quickly turns, gets forward and pushes up. Kicks the ball over on top of his teammate. Now Jared Lynn runs in. There's another big handball. Chance for, oh yes, Rogers, Trent Rogers gets one for Brighton. And it is the man number 22, Luke Adams, who's probably having the biggest influence here on the Bennetts Petroleum replay with a lovely linking handball over the top. And Rogers just got the goal off before he ran out of vision there.
Didn't get a lot of time to put the backwards spin on the ball there, Rogers, but you're absolutely right.
Did he do it?
Nah, Luke Adams has lifted in this quarter, absolutely. He's been the catalyst that's kept them in touch here. So the margin back to 12 points.
Not a bad game of football, and the wind's just died off a little bit too, Tubes, as well. How's it up there, Duff? You hanging on still, mate?
Oh, I've got a T-shirt on. It's pretty cold, but I'm not sure what's going on here with the umpire and just having a chat.
Just talking to him about something.
Rogers getting a deserved drink there in the background.
He's saying Bennetts Petroleum is just down the road here. It's the only place to get your local independent fuel, I think.
They serve you as well, don't they?
They do.
They actually come out and put the nozzle in your car and away they go.
Yeah, you still got to pay though.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Of course you got to pay.
Unless you've got a Z card.
Oh, the Z cards are pretty good, aren't they, Duff?
Or is it Z card?
Well, who knows?
We can't pronounce Jacobism, so I don't think we can get that right either.
Big ruck contest. Bailey wins it down to Stewart. Stewart has a narco tackle to deal with, and the umpire will ball it up. That is his 8th tackle for Nako. Bailey wins it back. Banks on to Walker. Kicking to the wing here. Coming out to meet the footy. A little bit of trick stuff there by Carter. Handballed over the top. Here's a chance now for Jared Lynn, who will cop a free kick here, I think. Advantage paid. Kick forward by Trent Arnold. Finds our man, Jacobism.
Starting with a bit of football now, Jacobism as well.
That's a clever kick.
Oh,
Rogers.
There was a little hold on
Adams,
wasn't there?
We'll see that in the Bennetts Petroleum replay.
I think we just saw it, actually.
We'll have another look at it.
It was a good jump.
It was great.
Jacobism in the pocket and lining it up, and it was a nice dive here. Well, they're kind of like tangled against him. The umpire was right there. Anyway, still a chance, and a flying shot by Lukey Adams, and it misses to the far side and through for a behind for the Brighton Robins. They're back within 11.
So we've just got a bit of discrepancy on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard with the local scoreboard. So we'll double check that for you at half time.
Here's that wind, isn't it? Taking the ball out that far side of the ground.
We've got the margin 11. The scoreboard has it at 13.
The ball's gone down.
The ball nearly got run over by that Nissan Navara there. I'm not sure I'm now to say Nissan. Sorry, I apologise. That from that generic van, a generic Ute, dual cab Ute, the ball nearly got swallowed up.
I don't reckon it's a Nissan. It'll be a Isuzu that you can get from Jackson Motor Company. As Adam Collis comes out to extend the Dukes, and
he's kicking distance here.
Yeah, he's a journey. Has he got it in him?
I just think with the swirly breeze, it's difficult to kick goals at either end of the ground. But he is a very good kick.
Gee, that is a big roost. Won't get the journey though.
Nearly marked the football.
Adams caught one high there. You see him throw his head back there, but a great tackle on the last line of defence by the Sorell player. I think it was Pace.
Yep.
And Co down there. Really need to bump it through here. Clever by Gregson. Oh, interesting stuff. They've kept it in and they're away here through Chapman.
Chapman once again showing his class, and a great kick up, and he finds a very enthusiastic Bateman. Isaac Bateman turns and quickly moves around to McGregor. McGregor and Hench, they go down. McGregor wasn't overly happy with the attention from Hench, but the ball's gone over the barrier, and I'm sure he's copped plenty of wax over the journey of his football playing up forward from some big defenders. We see the Bennett's Petroleum replay shoved right in the middle of the back.
And he's probably rightfully
well, considering some of the
there.
free kicks that have probably been today, that one.
Oh, no, the umpires have been very good. They've
been
missed
good.
a few, though, but he turned around, and as we saw in the Bennett's Petroleum replay, rightfully so, probably deserved a free kick. It's picked up now there by Chapman. Coming through hard was Adams, and Narco too. Narco copped the free kick, and Adams is down. That is Jack Adams. He's up and about now, though. Kick comes in towards Hansen. Here's that. Gee, I
just missed his head, didn't
he? The free kick was there beforehand. Anyway, big fly. He turns around there, and
Sorell got a free kick.
Yeah, Sorell got a free kick.
Sammy Russell has no idea why he's getting the football, but I think he might have got the mark.
No, I think it was a free kick.
Was it a free kick?
Push in the back to Bateman. We'll check it out on the Bennett's Petroleum replay. Yeah, there it was. Yeah, he just copped a little push in the back there. So it'll be Isaac Bateman to take the kick.
He looks like Ross Noble, anyone who's a fan of English comedian.
Yeah, you're very right there. Geez, I'd love to be able to grow hair like that. Mind you, my hair's looking pretty good today.
Oh, you've had a bit of a trim too, Tubes, looking magnificent. Better than
so Bateman for his first goal of this game. He's an underage player. Part of the rebuild here at Sorell. Gee, that's a nice kick, but he's just sprayed a little bit. And that only goes through for one behind. And there it is. Half-time here at Pembroke Park. STJFL action round 16, Sorell versus Brighton. According to us, it is 7. What do we got? No. 6. Yeah, 6-5, 41 to Brighton. 4-4, 29. 4-5, sorry, 29. We'll check that score for you on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard at halftime. I'm sure we'll get the all clear from the goal umpires. But a big game. Goal kickers for Sorell. We've got 2 to Jock McGregor, 2 to Sam Russell, and singles to Jared Bartlett and Alex Jones. For Brighton, it was Jacobison, Randall, Adams and Rogers. That is Luke Adams, of course, who kicked that goal, and Trent Rogers, who got one as well. Bit of work ahead for Brighton there, though, Az.
Well, it was a better quarter from them. Ryan Bailey came out at quarter time and said, we've got to man up. We've got to be man on man, and we've got to really start to put some pressure on Sorell. And probably what we saw in that quarter is they were certainly better defensively off their half-back, although moving forward was Daniel Rowbottom. He was quite good. Adam Collis started to get into the play, and Shawnee Stewart, their captain, was also really good through the middle of the ground. And probably Luke Adams was their best player in that quarter, and a couple of linking handballs. He was on the bottom of the pack on many occasions, and I thought he gradually ground the game back to Brighton, but still a 2-goal deficit here at half-time in what was really testing conditions.
Well, they've got the scores right here, so it's 42 to 28. 42 to 28 at half-time, so apologies there on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. They've been given the all clear up there at the scoreboard there, but we're hoping to catch up with this man walking across in front of screen here, Duff, the president of Sorell Footy Club.
It looks like he's just finished off a something from the canteen or something from the far side of the ground. Is he actually operating the scoreboard today, this bloke?
We'll have a go at him.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll take a quick break here at Duff TV, but stick around. Second half coming up in just a few moments, thanks to Jackson Motor Company and Bennett's Petroleum.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
Exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service.
And it's half-time here. We've got a lead for Sorell. And joining half-time, we've got Tubes Taylor down there with the president of the Sorell Football Club, Michael Jones.
Down here, boundary side with Michael Jones, the president of the Sorell Footy Club. Thanks for joining us, Michael. Great result so far in this game.
Oh, look, it's been fantastic today. We've had a fairly tight year. We've struggled pretty much most of the year. The Colts are developing beautifully. The reserves have had a good win today, and the seniors are in a pretty sound position at the minute. So all's well at the moment.
Now, you've been down here for a few years, Michael.
Look, I've lived here all my life. I've supported the club all my life. My family's been involved with the club all my life. So, yeah, look, I've got a fairly strong commitment to the club, and sort of, you know, I do love the place. So, just like to see some more success with the club.
Now, you mentioned you're building this club from the ground up. Obviously, youth is really important to you down here at Sorell.
Look, we started in March with about 6 or 8 players on the track, and we've got a footy director now, Gerard Johnson, who has been outstanding with his efforts in compiling our 3 sides, and, you know, on the back of having somebody as astute and as professional as what Jock is, also Stewie Selby and the 18s coaches, it's helped us build the club as it's happened so far, and we can see the improvement happening, and it's only a bright future that we can see from here on.
And you mentioned Jock McGregor in there. He's playing today. He's kicked a couple of goals. How important is it to have someone with that sort of experience leading your youth here at the Sorell Footy Club?
Look, Jock's his experience is immeasurable. I've said to the guys all season that, you know, we are very, very privileged to have Jock in our team and our club, and, you know, his experience for those boys and how he's actually training those boys and showing his leadership capabilities and his experience has just been outstanding, to say the least.
Well, to steal a line from Brendan Bolton, one of my favourite coaches in the AFL, you can really see the sprouts of growth here at the Sorell Footy Club. Best of luck for the rest of the game, Michael. And I know you young blokes out there. He's kicked a goal today, Alex. Any words of wisdom for him before you go?
Mate, I always keep my views on him to myself. He does his stuff, and he's had a few rough weeks, but this week he's been pretty good. So let's hope he just continues on, and also the team, and hopefully we can get 3 wins on the board today.
Well, best of luck for the rest of the season, and of course future seasons going forward for the Sorell Footy Club. Thanks for joining us, Michael.
Thanks a lot, and thanks to Martin and your team for coming down today to support us. It's terrific. I'm sure we'll get some outstanding values out of what's happened today. So thanks.
Terrific. Thanks very much. That is Michael Jones, the president of the Sorell Footy Club here, Boundary Side. Second half of this game coming up. Stick around here on Duff TV.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
Exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
Exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
With exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
Exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
Exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
Wow, look at the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. 6:42 to 4:28. Jerry the Wizard has worked some magic, and we've got a perfect storm brewing in the far distance. As you can see, it's a bit dark out there, but the sun is shining down here at Pembroke Park. And I tell you what, we've got a good half a footy coming our way there, Az.
Yeah, we survived from the apocalyptic weather just out to the east. Just quickly, Hobart still leading Cigna by a couple of goals, and Lindisfarne kicked away from Claremont there. 9 goals, 12, 66 to Claremont, 3-2-21. So
I've got it.
Some results coming in from elsewhere in the Southern Footy League, as where Bailey and Gregson have battled hard in the ruck. And a sneaky handball out there from Adams. Gets the ball going forward. They need an early mark. Bird pushes the man in the back, I should say, and a free kick here to Sorell.
Yeah, that would have been a great start for Brighton if they could have capitalised with a goal there. Kicked out wide now by Johnson, the captain. Finds his teammate in Keeley. Goes quickly up the line towards our man Bateman, but it's gone out of bounds and we'll see a boundary throw in.
So that side of the ground tubes is going to get a lot of the ball, and whoever is boundary umpiring over there is working maybe 50 or 60% more than a chap on this side.
I don't think we've seen a boundary thrown at this side of the oval.
I think it'd be nearly impossible with the wind sort of pushing it away. And we've got some quite a few people building up to our right-hand side here, Tubes, enjoying the 2 fire pots that are pushing out a bit of heat and probably needed too in the shade.
We might get a Bennett's Petroleum replay of that free kick there for pace. I think he threw his head back and he should get an Oscar for it. Have a look at this. Whoa.
Left arm, Bailey's left arm was there, just.
Anyway, nice little falcon mark there to Adam Collis. The reason that hit his head is because he's got a big one. He pumped up his own tyres at the start of this game. He took a nice mark there, though, using his face, and a big, strong grab taken down there by Bailey. Moves the ball quickly up the wing, trying to find Jackie Bizen, and he manages to get the free kick, plays on quickly, then just scrubs the kick forward. That was rubbish, and Werrett will take the kick from halfback for the Eagles.
That was rubbish. Well, it was. I mean, I don't think it's that easy out there with the drop of the ball's got to be spot on, and Werrett was just in the right spot there for Sorell. They're going to build here from half back through Carter. Carter onto his left boot. Kicks the ball up to centre half. Hand going across from Gregson. One there by Bateman. Kicks going further up to McGregor. McGregor gets a push from Hench, still marks the ball, turns around quickly, looks for an option. He's just attacking side of centre wing. The ball just held up. Narco in the right spot, gets on his chest, quickly turns, plays on, kicks towards the pocket. He's got a man there, a teammate of his, and it is Bartlett taking it on his chest directly in front. The debutant, chance for his second.
Yeah, it was just beautifully worked there by Bartlett. And Narco got the kick forward quickly, which is really important in this type of footy, where if you've got a man by himself down there, he doesn't have a lot of time.
I'll be intrigued what this ball does. We saw a few in this last quarter go viciously from right to left. Bartlett, that's a
beautiful kick.
Right on the money, Jared Bartlett.
So he hits the scoreboard for Jackson Motor Company and pushes that margin out to 20 points, as we see on the Bennett's Petroleum replay. Just watch the way this ball works in the air. Magnificent kick, right spot, beautiful goal.
That's gone, the actual movement there is only half a goal, whereas you saw in the last quarter it was probably moving for that distance kick at full goal width, the full 8 metres. So as you see, the players are huddled now inside the dugouts because it is a bit chilly here. It started off as a magnificent day here, southeastern Tasmania in the Southern Footy League, but it has cooled down as Bailey and Gregson. Adams might be able to get it. Coming through with Stewart, picks up his right hand and quickly punches on his fist. There's Randall Ross. We want to call him Randall Ross, but it's actually Ross Randall. I just love switching that one away. Chapman now onto his left boot. Knocks up Collis coming through hard and has probably given away a free kick. Jock McGregor nearly played on.
Then realised he only had one leg.
And, anyway, so it's a kick here from Jones. Jones quickly moves the ball, and a flying shot on goal has gone to the near side for a minor score for Sorell.
I think Dylan Keeley, if I'm going to call it early, he possibly could be my best on today.
Right.
I don't want to pump him up too much early, but I think his defensive work off half-back has been huge. Anyway, Brighton bringing the ball forward. Mark dropped there, scooped up nicely, down towards Collis, who kicks the ball long. But the man playing from behind needs to get in front, and that was, of course, Zachy Bird. Handball comes through the middle. That's clever stuff there. Latham now off to Narco. Narco with just pace to burn. Does really well off to Carter. Sends it down towards the forwards, but it should be repelled here by Morrison. And he does such a great job there, kicking it up the line, but it's all Eagles here.
Yeah, the mark's taken by Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson quickly moves the ball forward with a short pass to where it turns and kicks towards the top of the square. Stewart, no, he's not there. And Morrison again, this time with a shorter kick. It's a dangerous kick to Adams, and he's received a free kick. Adams now
Put
kicks
the long sleeves on too.
Yeah, he has. He's got it up to Bird. Bird, I thought, marked that one in front of Latham. Couldn't quite win it. Running through was Arnold. And now Jacobism. He slips over. Just needed to stay on his feet. Great tackle by Luke Adams. I thought he could have nearly won a free kick out of that one. Sorell still had the football. Knocked forward now to Adams, the Jack variety. Bailey pushes off one. Can't push off Narco. He's like a leech. He just keeps hanging on. Now it's Latham. And the ball's being pushed as Bailey just slops on jumps. I shouldn't say Bailey. I should say might be Stewart. Stewart wins the ball out here. Tries to get it out to Lind. It's been cut off here by Werrett. Dances around one. Quick handball over the top. Running out now is Carter. Carter launches the ball forward. Bateman nearly marked it. Jock McGregor, how clever is he? He's very clever, and he kicks a goal.
Wow. Well, I mean, tongue-in-cheek, we've been having a bit of a go at him, haven't we?
Well,
look, honestly, I respect this guy so much for what he's trying to do down here at the Sorell Footy Club, and for him to be out there is, he said to us at the start of the game, I'm out there to provide these kids with a bit of leadership and be able to coach from the ground. But to do stuff like that is absolutely amazing. Well done, Jock McGregor, for your third goal today.
Well, he's actually obviously having an impact with giving information out there and leading from the front. He's kicking sausage rolls at the moment, and that's pretty important because it's been a pretty tight game throughout. It's a 21-point lead to Sorell, and in fact, it might be more. It might be a 27-point lead to Sorell. Bailey can't win the football.
Kicking the ball forward now, Randall. He's kicked one from here before, and he's sprayed that one, and it's gone through for a behind. So on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, Sorell 55, Brighton 29, sorry. Picked up nicely there by Chapman. Driving it low towards our man Bateman. Bateman does really well, gets tackled hard there by Rowbottom. Trying hard down there is Clark, and it's gone out of bounds. We'll see a ball in. 7 minutes gone in this third term.
Clark was upset then, wasn't he?
Just a little bit.
I think he thought he was away. Bailey in the ruck with Gregson. Gregson now goes to his knees and handballs the ball out to Banks. Banks and just chips the ball forward. Adams running through, gets on his right foot, gets it to the pocket. And up near where Michael Johnson, I should say Michael Jones, the president there.
Yeah, there
we like to see passion, don't we? Passion is completely fine.
That's the Bennett replay benefit right there. The Bennett's replay benefit. Beautiful stuff from our man Kyle Clark. Chipped inboard, finds Hanson. Oh, sorry, it was Bevan, sorry. Moving the ball up towards Bateman. Got his handball away, goes and has to butter up again. Great shepherd over the back there by Narco. And Werrett is out here. He's got time and space. Has a man up further. And it is, of course, Timmy Banks. Not the best kick in the world towards Jock McGregor. Jock turns on a dime. Snapped off there, unfortunately for Collis.
No.
No.
Don't.
Oh, holy trousers, Jock McGregor.
Oh, goodness me. Jock McGregor has kicked 4 goals in his 800th game of football or whatever it is. Unbelievable stuff. Look at it. Look at the pace he turns around here. Collis just with too much time. And then McGregor, if you don't mind. Oh, goodness me.
Look at Morrison's face. He can't believe it, and some expletives coming out. And
that is class.
Jock McGregor with a reverse pasty. I think I'll call that. That's the best
goal I've seen this year.
That is unbelievable.
And there's about 30 or 40 people huddled around the wet area over here near a fire. Each one of those people clapped in unison of that goal. They enjoyed that, and it might warm their cockles up a little bit. Sorell now.
They've got a sniff, haven't they, boys?
Haven't they got some feeling going here at the moment, Sorell?
They absolutely have. Punched away now. Banks gets his kick along in the path of Werrett. Werrett quickly over the top to Gregson. Gregson gets one high from Sean Stewart. He's okay, though. We'll see this in replay. Yeah, too high. So Gregson will take the free kick. Little push and shove here. Gregson, not the best kick, but it'll work okay for Jones. Spinning out of trouble down there was Jacob Pate. Back inboard, and the Robins will clear. Long kick, but it's all Eagles down here, and Bevan will take the mark.
Bevan off half-back. He chips the ball to the commentary side of the ground. Finds Nathan Werrett. Nathan Werrett uses that 45 option, so much seen in modern-day football. He finds Chapman. He's been a little bit quieter, but probably hasn't been involved as much because the ball hasn't been down there quite as much. Now, the footy doesn't always bounce the way you want, and Jack Adams, he has to beat 2, and he was probably fortunate as Daniel Keeley was just a fraction unlucky. But let's see the replay here. Look at, it's gone the other way. Running through was Jackie Adams.
That's actually really clever from Jack Adams to hold the ball in there too.
Yep.
Because he had too many Sorell numbers around him. He could have just tried to get rid of the ball, but clever just to hold the ball in.
Keeley relieving pressure. Howlett was in there. He couldn't quite win it. Brighton will just relieve for a little while. Kicking the ball up to half forward. Rowbottom tries to get his hands on it. He goes to ground. He wins it out again. Looks one way, looks for another. Needs to find a friend. He can't find too many options, unfortunately. You know, just too much pressure at the moment as Jack Johnson wins the ball out. He tries to find Gregson. Goes past Gregson into the hands of Dylan Keeley. But Dylan Keeley runs out of real estate. It's out of bounds here. Attacking side of centre wing for Brighton. They do need a goal, obviously. 61-29 the score. That's obviously an understatement. But you feel like that they're just really being beat clearly here through half forward, as that's one out by Kyle Clark. He's trying to will himself into the game at the moment. Adams, that's the Jack variety, kicks the ball high to Rowbottom and it's gone over his head. But it will be a free kick because it's actually gone over his head and out of bounds on the full.
Rowbottom with the footy. Just a shocking kick inside forward 50, but it's going to work okay because Zach Bird's down there. Great defensive work by the Eagles though. Johnson got his handball out, but only as far as that man in Rowbottom. It's picked up there by Lind. Lind off to Rowbottom again. That's a clever kick inside forward 50. Going back with the flight was Bird. Johnson gets his kick away amongst 3 Robins. Big fly there by Narco, and he takes the mark. Quickly plays on because he's got Tristan Pace out wide. Pace back inboard. Hot on his hammer was Howlett. Now numbers out here for the Eagles.
Yeah, so on a half forward here.
Look at this. Oh.
Well, we haven't seen too many bounces, and that's an awkward-looking left foot, but it's up to Bateman. Bateman can't mark it as a big body of Morrison in front, and he's done what he's done so often here, has repelled the footy to Adam Collis. Collis now deep in defence. Would like to maybe get him forward. That ball's just dropped down, but out the back of the pack here is Isles. Isles scraps it on forward, and he finds Adams, who marks the ball around 50 out. Plays on, shows a little bit of candy, runs to 40. Can he get one for the Robins? No, he can't. And it's through for a minor score.
I just think that Adams has really tried hard. That's Luke all game, but he just hasn't had the cattle follow him, if you know what I mean.
Hasn't had necessarily the leading players, hasn't anyone running past him. There hasn't been enough blocks, but he certainly has got some class. Last time I saw him play, he played a good game in the wet up at the TCA ground. He's been pretty useful again today. Probably their best, don't you think? Yeah,
absolutely. As the Robins go forward, down towards our man in Trent Arnold. Can't quite get a hold of it. Bailey trying hard, trying to wrestle the troops across the line. It's gone through for another behind. So they're peppering the scoreboard here, the Robins.
Yeah, absolutely. We might even see Bailey just move forward a little bit here. They can sort of move away in their ruck as the ball's now Chapman. Chapman, sure, it's a dangerous kick, but it's not bad as the sun starts to come down and just emphasises that really dark background that we've got. Rogers might have to go hard. Rogers was really good then. He was up against Alex Jones. Handballs the ball back to Howlett. He'll need it again here, Rogers. Wheels the ball forward with a double twister, turning, Weenie. Shawnee Stewart's got it. He needs to find it. Rogers again. Great double up. Now he drills the ball forward. Generally does kick the ball well, and that is a great mark.
Well, maybe it's a new sort of kick being invented before our eyes here.
It's Adams, Luke Adams.
It's like poetry in slow motion, though, Duff. Like, I just don't think he's got the time to do it, and then all of a sudden he gets it out.
It's Luke Adams now. He's around just 45. He's going to go short, trying to find Rowbottom. Rowbottom drops his chest mark, and Tristan Pate will deliver the ball out for Sorell.
Up the wing.
Yep, you're right there, Choops. Sorry,
no, I've got a mouthful of chips. Sam Russell gets tackled hard. It's picked up nicely there by Bateman. Goes out of bounds almost as Collis kicks forward. Oh, that is a strong mark down there to Bevan. As Jack Johnson comes in and does the captain's thing and just remonstrates with the man who came in late. Trying hard down there, Bateman again. Isles has it, cop one high. Then gets called paid advantage. That's a clever kick, but it's got a little bit too much airtime at it as the pace came hard. Down on the ground on his hands and knees is Walker, which is weird because that's called a crawl. Right on forward 50. Isles. Handballs up nicely. Bailey now, the coach, sprays it and sprays it badly. Through for another behind.
They're trying to wheel it back in. It was, yeah, a good Walker crawling. That was not missed by me, Tubes. I like a pun myself, or a play on words. Now, just get back in general play here at the moment. So what we're seeing is Luke Adams move into the ball. Kyle Clark's also getting a little bit more as Nathan Isles, number 5 for Brighton. But Sorell had the football in their hands as that ball slivered up. Collis is probably the man in the box seat. He just gets his fists to it. Lynn just dropped the ball. Collis goes in again and tries to win it with Ben Walker. And we've got to play it down here off the ball.
Yeah, Narco goes over. We might have a look and see what we can see here in the Bennett's Petroleum replay. There is a play down behind.
Was it from the tackle?
No, it was from the fly for the mark. So a little bit before that, Jerry. If we can go back a little further in the Bennett's Petroleum replay.
Here we go, to see what happened off the ball here.
It's Collis. Oh no, gee, it was innocuous. He's up and he's okay anyway.
That's good to see.
As the kick goes forward by Jack Gibson.
There he is, he's kicked his second.
He sure has, and we still can't pronounce his name, but Jacka has kicked his second and keeps Brighton within touch. Well, what a great goal.
23 points, very much in the game, and they're kicking in a way against the, well, towards the non-scoring end. The breeze appears to have dropped a little bit. That was a nice goal in the Bennett's Petroleum replay. And the Sorell boys, they're desperate for a victory. They're looking for their first win of the year. Brighton have had 1 year, and that was against Sorell earlier in the season. So still a lot to be done here. No team wants to finish on the bottom. There's no draft picks if you finish last. There's no advantage there if you finish last in the Southern Football League. As we see the sun starting to shine on the ground here at Pembroke Park. Round 16, Bailey goes high. He's now at the moment up against Sammy Russell. And the mark taken by Howlett. We've got a free kick. It's going to be a free kick here to Alex Jones. Yeah, so Alex Jones is going to have a shot on goal, and this will really hurt Brighton, won't it, Tubes?
I think it will. I'm not sure what the free kick was for. We might be able to get that up on the Bennett's Petroleum replay. We'll have a quick look shortly after Jones goes back to have his kick.
I'm guessing it was just
it was a push. Kick. It was a push down. Bailey, I think, came through late, just laid a push.
Yeah, it was. It was Bailey late. We don't, unfortunately, have that on the replay because we're running the one camera, but that's okay. Jones comes in, just bends it up. It's not going to have the journey. It does just, and goes through for a behind.
So luck's a fortune, isn't it, there, Tubes, that they didn't get a goal. Brighton stay in touch, 24 points down. They need another goal, though. 18 over plus gone here as Bailey tried to bring that ball into his hands. Jack Johnson, the former folk singer from California.
Yep. No free kick given, so it'll be a ball up. So it is Sorell 9-8-62 to Brighton 5-8-38. 24 points the difference. Good tackle. Laid there by Kyle Clark. Caught one in the head. I'll tell you what, he's copped a few there, Dylan Keeley. As I said, he's pushing for my best on. He's been very, very good.
Is the sun being a problem at the moment? I just feel like it's quite low coming through. Anyway, the youngster going through was Jacob Pate. He couldn't win it, and it's going to be a free kick here to Brighton. Jacob Pate might actually be the recipient of this free kick now.
No,
Adams. Looks one way. There goes Jack Adams to the middle of the ground, trying to find another youngster in Howlett. Howlett is going to have to go in hard. He's been pushing forward. He just needs to throw a bit more energy into that one there. Howlett wasn't able to, and now running away is Workman. Workman onto his right boot. A long searching kick, but all it's found is the long searching hands of Morrison.
Good player, Morrison.
Yeah, he was really good last time we called him. who's probably one of their better players, and he's worked the ball up nicely to Randall. Randall now chips to the middle of the ground. It was a great option, but just in the end, the execution wasn't great. And Sorell, there you hear, ball was Jack Adams gets a free kick.
Let's have another look at that.
Replay of Jack Adams' tackle here.
As the kick goes forward, we'll just see the replay nicely marked by Sorell. Great tackle there by Jack Adams. And Sorell will clear out towards Johnson. Johnson can chip over the top to Pace, goes that direction. Works nicely on that far wing, the dead wing they call it. Inboard to Chapman. Almost on the mark. And 50, because he's gone over it. I was going to say Nathan Isles really encroached on the mark there quite viciously, and he's overstepped his mark and will give away a 50.
What is a dead wing, Tubes, for the viewers out there?
That is the wing where it's difficult to bring the ball back into the middle of the ground because the wind is blowing in that direction.
Yep. It's got nothing to do with it was a fact of cemetery in the 1880s.
No. Nope.
As you see, the church is in the background here at Sorell.
So it'll be Dan Chapman.
It's not the Tour de France there, Aaron. we don't need to fill in time. I suppose we do.
That's
a bit of a lull in play.
Well, Sorell was obviously named after the governor of Sorell, and there was a bushranger who had the town under siege for a little while.
Really?
Yep.
Gee.
You did mention that anecdote earlier in the week.
Oh, that's it.
And I'm not happy about it. Kicks out nicely there to Morrison. Morrison, Pace was the meat and the sandwich of Isles and Randall, but umpire says no, play on. Free kick. Yep. Trent Rogers kicks his way, but it's going to be picked up there by Walker. Back into the middle, finds Johnson. Johnson quickly up towards Nako. He goes across towards Pace. That is Tristan Pace, but he waited for the footy. Where it came through. Kicks forward, but this man, how many times has he done that today?
Yeah, that's about the 5th time in this quarter, and he wins the ball out here to Trenny Arnold. Trent Arnold on his right boot, brings the ball to the middle of the ground. Rowbottom gets caught, maybe not high, but that's going to really hurt right in the bottom part of the back, the lower lumbar. That's not a very pleasant place to get whacked. And Jack Johnson came in really hard. He's going to take just a few seconds here to get his breath back and maybe just knocked a little bit of air out of his lungs as the trainer coming along. And he quickly passed the ball over to Lynn. Lynn runs through, gets around one, runs to about 60 metres, delivers the ball high. Where's Bird? Coming out of the back was Adams. Adams knocks the ball out. He's going to go and try and get the football again, Adams. Hence his enthusiasm. Push off one way, two ways. Clark. And I think Clark gave away a free kick for a high fent. And it'll be a free kick here to Sorell in the back pocket.
Johnson will take it for the Eagles. It's called back around behind his mark. It's good umpiring. Kicks long. Bailey's there for the Robins, and he takes an easy mark. I'll be kicking it nowhere near him. He is a beacon, that fella.
He's been better in the second half as well.
Should be a free kick going the way of Adams, and it is. They kicked the goal anyway. I think they've called advantage. Yep, it was Kyle Clark that kicked the goal in the end. So they hit the scoreboard. You can see Clark here beautifully ran on.
Sneaky.
Snuck one through.
Sorry, guys. It's my first unforced error for the day.
Oh, Duff, don't get us started on your unforced errors, mate.
Yeah, good
you've
job.
been very good today, Duff.
Oh, thanks.
Good to see a couple of interchange. Rogers coming off, going on there for Brighton was Zachy Bird, who just needs to throw his hands at the ball a little bit more because he's got a good set of hands, a very good set shot. And Brighton are desperately trying to work their way back into this game. They're down at the moment by 18 points, and they're certainly in general play probably winning it. And I feel Bailey's body language is lifted, and Sorell, and as we see, continuing the ruck is Sammy Russell, as Bailey just goes up high, wins his own ball, gets knocked by Tristan Pace. Pace will continue on to try and get it. Bailey offers a bit of aggression. Kyle Clark, the last goal kicker, hands the ball over to Nathan Isles. Nathan Isles is wheeled off the football by Joseph Bateman. Another tackle by Russell, and the umpire just says, come on lads, I'll have the football for a while, give you boys a break. As on his knees there at the end is Joseph Bateman. He's been pretty good throughout this day. So throwing him, just attacking side of centre wing for Sorell. Bateman again tries to win the ball forward. Jack Adams, he wins it. Now it's popped over. One out there. Sorell moved the ball to the top of the square. At the back of the pack, though, is Matty Howlett. Not paid the mark, though, on that occasion. And Adam Collis was dragged to the ground. And it's going to be a throw.
Gee, I don't know what you're going to do to be given a mark here. He held that for a fortnight, Howlett. Ball up in the forward 50 for the Eagles. It comes down nicely to Tristan Pace, kicks one over his head. Oh, it's worked out all right, hasn't it? Because I think that is Ben Latham that's taken the mark. The only bloke that's got enough product in his hair to not have the wind affect the do. It's worked out okay.
Yeah,
the Tristan Pace kick over the head, I don't know how I feel about that. It's worked out okay, though.
I think he just got the ball moving forward, I suppose. He's got 4 Brighton players in front of him yelling and screaming, and he can hear a bit of a chip.
Oh,
that ball
straight on
swung,
the car.
Swung a long way, and it's hit a vehicle that's coming into the ground. It was around. That was a good shot. You get extra points for that, I'm not sure.
Hey, we'll get that on the Bennett's Petroleum replay. Have a look at this, folks.
It swung a long way in the end.
It swung heaps. And then the bloke driving the vehicle in from Jackson Motor Company has just gone.
He would have got the shock of his life.
What did I hit? What did I hit?
Probably thought he got a local seagull there and squashed that. Anyway, so another goal to the Eagles, and they've snuck out here to extend their lead. And this is dangerous times into red time. Late in the third quarter here on Dove TV, bringing you live Southern Footy League round 16. And the teams sniffing the bottom of the ladder. Neither one wants to finish at the bottom as Bailey, desperate as the captain coach. He tries to find Clark, and Clark gets tackled, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. As we see both teams maybe just looking a little bit more tired as we're late here. Another goal here to Brighton is really needed, and they'll certainly want to try and prevent it, as Clark is really willing himself into this quarter, and he just needs a couple of friends from Brighton through half forward just to help him out, as now Sorell has the ball back on half back.
Walker runs past beautifully, handball received nice, back into the middle of the ground. Scrappy stuff here, Bateman picks it up, handball's off to Pace, who ran through. Quick kick forward in the McGregor direction.
Oh, he always had it, didn't he?
And I don't want to talk too much about this bloke, but have a look at that for a contested grab.
And he's beaten Daniel Scott, and who's a useful and strong defender. He's beaten 2 defenders. I think he also beat Hench as well, his direct opponent. And the Husky that was in the background, we'll see that on the Bennett's Petroleum replay, actually stopped and watched as Jock McGregor took that mark. And we'll all stop and watch another goal from Jock McGregor.
That's his 5th, ladies and gentlemen. 5 goals to Jock McGregor on the Bennett's Petroleum replay. And that extends their lead here at 3/4 time. Look at this for a kick too. This isn't an easy kick either. Had to keep it low and hard into the breeze there, Duff.
Just quietly. I'm not sure if he's going to be back out there for the last
Just have
quarter.
a look at that. Yeah, he might decide to take himself off. He needs to get those knees iced up. Anyway.
He needs to get a couple of local beverages in there just to keep his knees cold. He's allowed to go off, isn't he?
Yeah, of course. We'll quickly go through the goal kickers thanks to Jackson Motor Company. Jock McGregor with 5, Jared Bartlett with 2, Sam Russell with 2, single to Ben Latham and Alex Jones for Brighton. Jack Gibison with 2, and then singles to Kyle Clark, Ross Randall, Lukey Adams and Trent Rogers. We're going to get out there to one of these huddles at 3/4 time, ladies and gentlemen, so stick around. But Aaron, we're going to have a quick break. We'll be right back with the 4th term in just a few moments. Stick around here on Duff TV.
With exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology, all new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.
today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
They really challenged us towards the end of that quarter, and I reckon we responded. It's good signs, boys, but we've by far away have not won this game of footy yet. Right, they are going to give everything they've got. They will do absolutely everything to try to win this game of footy. For one reason or another, I'm not sure what it is, they believe the wind's going that way in a big way, because they had a loose man in there for that quarter, which I don't understand. It is not. It's going this way anyway. All right, so we have really, if anything, got the advantage of the wind. It means nothing to us, but it just gives us a little bit more of a pep, all right? We have got a massive opportunity. Right? Everything we've been through this year, like all the crap, all those disappointing losses and efforts, you are on the verge of wiping it all. Who cares now? Who will care in half an hour's time if you get the 4 points, if you win a game of footy, which no one at the beginning of the year, 5 rounds in, would have given us any chance in the world to get a win. And here we are. One massive sustained effort to win a game of footy. How sweet will it be, and how much? Right, and I've said before the game, you don't get what you deserve in life, you've got to bloody earn it. You've got to find a way to earn it. So far you've done part of the job. You've now got the hardest quarter of your freaking year, the hardest quarter of this year to play. The hardest quarter you've played all year. There should be no doubt our ferocity at the ball and our attack on them should be absolutely beyond doubt to this quarter, because there's so much on the line for us. Everything we've got, absolutely everything. Give it all!
Well, I don't know about you, Aaron, but I'm certainly fired up. What a man, what a speech. 3/4 time here. These boys really want to get that win on the board. As back to you in the studio.
Yeah, what a magnificent speech. And interestingly, Jock McGregor took the Sorell players down towards the dugout here at Pembroke Park. And the only reason I can think he's doing that because he's so knackered. He wanted to ensure they didn't have to move any further, because as soon as he was going to stop moving, his whole body was going to shut down. So rigor mortis might be set in on Jock McGregor, but the speech was dynamic, it was articulate, and it had a narrative. The narrative was simple. You haven't won a game of football. It doesn't matter too much in relation to the great scheme for the Sorell Footy Club, but it does right now. It means a lot. It means a lot to this football club, and the effort that they've both put in, the players and supporters, and I'll certainly enjoy it if they can manage to get a win here. They've got the lead 74-42, last quarter here in round 16 at Pembroke Park. It's Sorell versus Brighton, and Sorell with a bit of energy and exuberance from a 48-year-old who's banged 5, mind you, and kicked probably the goal of the year, are ready to launch to try and get their first win, and I'm sure that beer will taste very good at the end of the day.
Oh, absolutely, and I'll tell you what, he was fired up. He got me going, and I'm very much a fence sitter in this game of footy, but he was fired up, and you can tell what it means to this footy club if they can get a win.
Yep, absolutely. So we've got Sam Russell will continue in the ruck up against Bailey. Narco just there to the side will try and sneak it. Stewart on for the Robins. He won it forward, tries to get it. Rogers now gets it out. He's been pressured by Carter, and it'll be a free kick here to Rogers.
Yeah, it'll go to Rogers. Little push in the back there. So it'll be great to be able to see. Oh no, he's turned away from us. So didn't
kick
give
is
us,
always good. Kick's accurate.
They are.
Spins right. It's just a different technique, and that's fine.
Good kick out wide. Finds Trent Arnold. He switches the ball inside. Rowbottom gets the decision his way. Nice strong mark. So from half forward, he'll look to drive them inside forward 50. Big long kick in towards Adams. Takes the grab. Tough from here though. Sends it inboard.
Bird. Oh.
Good mark. Yeah, strong grab there to Latham. Played on, interestingly. Off to Johnson. Kicks out wide, finds Banks. Looks forward. No real movement here. So just decides to blaze away. Up towards Jones. Here on the wing. Nice kick forward to Walker. Randall doing really well though. Oh, great tackle down there by Isaac Bateman. And the umpire says, no, ball it in. We might check that tackle.
Look at that. You can hear it from here too. The thud of the bodies colliding into each other.
apparently the umpires aren't allowed to go across the boundary side, so he's asked Rossi Randall to go and get the footy for him. He looks a bit sore. Proppy does Rogers, as you see him just come into screen now. Boundary throw in. Bailey wins it down. Stewart tries hard. Pace picks it up, just threw it out. Randall, another tackle down for Narco.
What's he on now?
He's on 12.
Great. Yeah, look at that. The Banners controlling replay. Good technique too, getting nice and low, aiming for the hips. Sorell now had the ball. And they've worked the ball out to half forward, looking for Bateman. He couldn't get his hands to it. Howlett just provided a little bit of pressure. It's popped out here to Scott. Scott gets tackled hard. Narco pushed him in the ground and tells him all about it.
Yeah, he's just helping him up. Just helping him up. I like that attitude, though, from Narco. Tackle hard and then help your teammate up. What an absolute ripper.
That was fantastic. Look at the energy here. We're to see on the camera angle there, just leaning towards the Sorell bench. They were pumped at the end of that tackle. Spirit going hard. Anyway, so Bailey wins it with his right hand. Some excitement happening here in the Duffett van. Rowbottom with the tackle. He can't get it out too much. Bailey now runs through. Try to pick it up. He's a little bit too high up in the air, I think, Bailey. And the ball's quickly picked back by Benny Walker. Benny Walker's kick's not too far. That's a shove in the back. Surely a push in the back on Jack Adams, but he didn't see it, the umpire. He was just slightly obscured there with a few players in his way, and it's going to be out of bounds here. Centre wing in front of the, not just the Duffett Mobile, but also the fans here, and there's a few of them just huddled around the heaters here at Pembroke Park.
Yep, ruck contest, one down by Russell, who's kicked 2 goals, and he punches it away. Be reasonably happy with this, I reckon, Jock McGregor, who was the reason he dragged him into the dugout there is because he was getting a rub on the calves.
Yep, I thought that was happening. Yep. Yeah. It's efficiency, isn't it?
It is.
What would you rate that speech out of 10?
Was it?
It got me fired up, and because I've been at footy clubs where we haven't won a game all year, and it means a lot. And at least both of these sides have got a little bit to build on because they've both been very good today. Zachy Bird has it now.
He's nearly in the car park there, Bird.
Yep. This is the right spot.
Oh.
What's he doing out of the Avery? So a free kick going to Johnson here.
He's slightly in danger too today, isn't it? As much as the ball as he'd like.
Yeah, we haven't called his name all that much. So Johnson, the captain, who would be stoked with the efforts by the boys today, kicks it up towards Bailey and co. Flying high. Picked up nicely there by Werrett. Narco's there. Gets tackled. He's usually doing the tackling, Narco. Jack Adams is there as well. And he's been called holding the ball. Well, he's upset about it, and rightfully so.
It's a silly rule.
Duff.
Don't get Duff started on the rules. Anyway, it's Jack Adams now. Kicks the ball long. It's probably not to the best option. Bird now tries to win it. Bird spins. Bird kicks. Even with the win, that was probably never going to come back far enough. And it's out of bounds on the forward. See on the Bennett's Petroleum replay. It just came out. Look, thanks to the ball did come back a long way.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's gone to the far side of the bound. Tristan Pace wins it. Tries to get around Howlett. Handballs the ball across over the top to Chapman. Chapman chips. That's a good option. Now, if it can sit here for Banks, he can win it. Banks passes on to Bateman.
That was good.
And they've teamed up here quite nicely just around. There's a tackle coming through. That should be holding the footy anyway. It doesn't matter. Stewart now has it for Brighton. Tries to drill the ball forward as they try and build again. He's trying to find one of his mates there in Collis. Collis couldn't quite win it. Now he's on his backside. He needs someone to come and give him a bit of a hand. He needs that man in Lynn to give him a hand. He's been thrown to the ground, Howlett. And
it'll be a pace free kick for holding off the ball, I think.
Just there's been a lot of little grabs and ticky touchwood sort of stuff today. And there's another example as Sorell with the ball in the back half.
Absolutely. So Tristan Pace, who's played well today. I'm not sure who's going to get the sauce today, Aaron.
Well, Lynn's got
it's only one person. He's down the front, mate.
He might actually put it on his calves. Could it actually help out the aging process? Jono's.
It'll help ease the pain.
Ingredients.
It'll help ease the pain.
There's a couple of secret non-ingredients in there, I believe, Tubes, that aren't listed anywhere.
No, they're all listed on there, 100% natural. Anyway, Adams missed the handball. Did Kyle Clark.
Kingston tap water.
It's not bad. Best tap water in the world. Anyway, Pace. In the middle towards Narco.
Is that listed on the ingredients of all Jono's products? And Kingston tap water.
Do you have to give the address of where the tap water came
Fellas,
from?
let's get back to the footy.
It's Morrison. I want to call Morrison. He's won it. I want Morrison to kick a goal, but he's been fantastic. Finds Rowbottom from behind. He can't quite mark it. He had a bit of pressure coming. Oh, it's a player still going for the football. Now it's gone out there. It's gone past Bartlett. Bartlett couldn't. Morrison pushes off one, pushes off two. Clark wins it. Clark kicks to the pocket, looking for Rogers. Rogers loses it. Gets missed out. Collis now picks it up. Collis onto his left boot, and he snaps it across the face of goal for a minor score. So a bit of phonetic stuff still. Both teams have plenty of energy, even though you feel Sorell have got this game.
Yeah, they've definitely got this game, I would have thought. As the ball comes out to Billy Pace, spins out of trouble, then gets tackled by Collis, a clever handball. It's gone out of bounds, and we will see a ball in. 45 plays 74. We might have missed a couple of points here on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. Sorell 11-8-74 to Brighton 6-9-45.
Yeah, and it's Bailey in the ruck with his left hand. Swats the ball down and finds Banks on the opposition side, the Eagles side. The ball's gone over the boundary line. It's coming another throw in from that far side of the ground. As you see the wind starting to pick up again. It's been challenging stuff.
I don't think Brighton have been that bad today.
No, they've been
I actually
fine.
think around the ground they've probably been one of the better sides. Like, they've been very evenly matched. They just haven't been able to capitalise on the scoreboard, and that's probably been their downfall today. They've got to half back, where I think the Pace brothers and my man Jackie Johnson, the captain, and Dylan Keeley have really worked hard across that half-back line.
Yeah.
They've been immense.
Well, Morrison down back, although he's moved forward, he's immense down there. He's a fantastic footballer. So they've got a decent defence. Howlett, the youngster, who's just about to get the ball now, he's been pretty good in defence too.
Yeah.
Rallies, they don't necessarily have the best system going forward, and they don't necessarily have a big target up forward either, because, as you say, they've got some actually generally good footballers. And they're generally good in the sense of in the Southern Footy League. People like Sean Stewart, he's a quality player. I think he played in the rep team.
Yep.
Adam Collis when he moves forward. I really like Kyle Clark too. He's got a lot of bunks as he actually just runs past that footy. So you feel like they've got a nucleus of a team that can certainly compete.
Absolutely.
But picking up a few, and they'd like, you know, it might sound silly, but two Baileys. A Bailey that could go forward and a Bailey type that can stay in the ruck permanently.
Well, as you said, Ryan Bailey spoke to us before the game, and he mentioned that about keeping these guys together over a number of years, and you build a nucleus and you build a footy club around a good bunch of blokes, and anything can happen. So it's not over for these two sides by any means this year, or certainly in this game, and it won't be over for them in the future. They've got a lot to grow on here as the ball comes inside forward 50 for the Eagles. Scooped up nicely there by Dan Scott. He gets tackled hard there by Bateman, and we will see a ball up.
Traditionally, though, Sorell and Brighton probably haven't featured too heavily in finals footy. I think Sorell played in the 2006 SFL Grand Final when it was regional, when the state league teams were playing in the other division. They runners up on that day, but they haven't necessarily been a hugely successful side. So it's really difficult, you know, when you're up against some bigger clubs to continually compete.
Yeah, absolutely. Adams got his handball away, punched forward. Rowbottom gets on hold of it. He gets tackled hard there by my man Keeley. Keeley comes out with it. Quick kick forward. Down inside forward 50. They came from everywhere. Should be kicked away, and it is nicely, but standing in the way there is Banks. Banks dives on it. Umpire's going to ping him here. No. Ball up.
A little lucky on that occasion. It was Jared Lynn laying the tackle. And we've seen that one paid throughout this season. Umpires are often red hot on the holding the football. Bailey now tries to tap the ball back over. Narco now wins it. He's around 55 out. Gets around Adams.
Have a goal.
He just was dragged at the last minute. He's kicked it. A good contest down in there as McGregor tried to win it out. And Morrison on his right boot just clears the ball for a little while and finds, well, they're our favourite player on the ground, isn't it? Jacobism. Jacko has a bounce. So he's got a really nice kick on him. But unfortunate occasion, the wind just threw the ball over the top of the head of Zachy Burke, and the ball's here for Sorell.
Yep. I think it's Jordan Latham down there. Gets his kick forward. Has a man by himself in Bateman. Bateman needs to bring the ball back into the middle here. Can't go into the pocket. It's too hard to kick a goal from that pocket. As it goes forward, but he's chopped off there by Rose. Rose quickly through the middle of the ground. Oh, courageous stuff by Werrett. And Luke Adams came hard. no malice in it. He was eyes straight on the footy. Back now in towards forward 50 for the Eagles. Over the back is the goal kicker in Russell, but it beats him over the boundary.
Look at that, Russell just chewing the chewing gum. Is he even, or is he eating his mouth guard?
I don't know.
Steph Curry for the Golden State Warriors choosing his chewing gum. It goes through one a game, I think. But I think on that occasion he's got the chewing gum in his mouth, which is unusual.
Saw Kyle Clark getting a rub down there as well.
Great to see. Well, there'll be plenty of enthusiasm here still late in this game. Quick snap on goal. And that is a ripper from Isaac Bateman.
Wasn't it just opportunistic? Brilliant stuff by the young man. Underage player, and a free kick's been given away. Little push and shove here as things start to get nasty. What a great goal as we see on the Bennett's Petroleum replay. Straight through the high diddle-diddle. But they've got another shot on goal here, the Eagles. And that's just undisciplined. He's been sent off. I think it's Jade Munnings.
Did we get a good look on just what exactly occurred there, Tubes?
No, I'm not sure. I didn't see it. It was a high tackle, though. It'll be Jack Hansen's goal. If he can kick it, the breeze starts to pick up. Well, there it is.
Yeah, liked it.
Jack Hansen kicks one. And it's party time here at Pembroke Park.
Well, I don't know what happens. I don't know where people party in Sorell. There's a few hotels. There it is. Oh, yep, clipped him with a right fist. Yeah. There was a little bit of pushing, shoving prior to it, and we just saw it. We might have to be brought that into the tribunal on the weekend, that coverage. There's certainly been a strike of some description.
Nothing in it.
It didn't seem like it actually got him that hard, but anyway, he's been asked to leave the venue, and maybe just a free kick, not necessarily...
Is that what they say? Could you please leave the venue?
Yeah, probably not. Anyway, back in the middle of the ground. It's late in this game. We're nearly 13 and a half gone. Bailey thumps the ball into the turf where it wins it out. Gets the ball back to Hansen. He kicks the ball high up. Howlett's in front. But coming through was Bateman, who kicked a goal only moments ago. Pace tries to win it. Bateman again. Howlett on his knees, desperately trying to win it out. Push and shove from Kyle Clark. And it's going to be a throw up here, just attacking side of the middle of the ground. Pembroke Park. And we've seen what's been a really competitive game of football, but it's Sorell that have just had the edge for pretty much most of the game, bar maybe 10 or so minutes in the second quarter and a little bit of the third quarter. The scoring's been mostly Sorell's. It's been a good day for them.
Does the lid come off at Sorell just yet, or are they still trying hard to make sure of this win?
Yeah, I think they just keep playing, don't you? I mean, I'm not sure. There's a few rounds left in the season. You might change a few things up, but I think they just keep playing.
But I mean for today, for them to win, do they put the gun in the holster today and just let this game finish up, or do they go hard at the footy still, as we saw?
Well, I think it's natural. Players are expected to go hard at the football in sort of modern day football.
We'll get that on the Jackson Motor Company replay if we can, Jerry, because that is taking the legs. So we'll go back a little bit further back from that, Jerry. Yep.
I don't think Werrett was too happy. So let's see it.
Well, he attacked the footy, but you can't take a bloke's legs out like that.
Well, I don't know. I suppose he kind of slipped forward on the grass. But anyway, it's Jared Lynn having a shot on goal, 20 metres out, directly in front. Shouldn't have a problem, even with the wind, and he doesn't have a problem. And he gets a consolatory goal there for the Brighton Roberts. So Jared Lynn with his first.
Yeah, that's his first on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard, as we see here in the Bennett's Petroleum replay. Beautiful kick, tough kick.
Yeah.
Gee, he got close to the man on the mark, though, didn't he?
He got within sniffing distance.
Yeah.
Anyway, not a lot of excitement there from Brighton. A high five from Rowbottom.
Well, they've put the cue in the rack, haven't they?
Well, you just wonder where your motivation comes from. You've won one game of year, or one game for the season. That was at home against Sorell. And now they've come up against that same team again, and they're going to go down. Stewart tries to win it.
Do you know the score last time they met? What was the score?
It was only a few goals, I think.
Okay.
So middle of the ground here, Sorell. Bailey on the mark. The ball is in the hands of Sam Russell. He's moved forward, been in the ruck, kicks the ball somewhere in the air. It's gone a long way up. Duff have to do a good job to get his up. Bateman climbs high and he falls onto the ground, and little Nathan Isles wins it out in his left boot. Kicks the ball out to centre wing. Rogers lost it in the air for a while. He turns around. One of his teammates there just wins the ball forward, looking for Morrison, who's moved up forward. Picked up by Walker. Walker can't win it out. Now it's Latham. Latham just hacks it forward. Clever play from Latham. I think that was up to Matty Bevan. That's a nice pass into Hansen, who's starting to work in this quarter. Hansen just kicks it straight into the back of Kyle Clark. Interesting play. It's out of bounds.
He's lifted in this last quarter. Kyle Clark. And we're just, Jerry, the man's got the last score. Last time Brighton and Sorell met, it was round 7. Brighton 2013 133 to Sorell 9-2 56. So what is that, 20 goals?
So that's, I didn't know the score even close. So at that stage, they hadn't even got close to winning a game, Sorell. And then they came up against the other team who had yet to win a game and then got belted by over 12 goals. So you can see what this means to this club.
Yeah, absolutely. They've certainly come a long way since March. And it is hard to keep the motivation up. You know, for both these sides, it's hard to keep the motivation up. But it's all about the future for these two footy sides and their position in the SFL. As the ball comes forward for Brighton, rolling over the back was Bevan. Bevan keeps his feet nicely, but it's picked up by Collis, who got his kick away somehow. It comes out now to Lind. Lind back to Collis. Collis just bends one round, didn't get enough bend on it though. And it's going straight down the throat of Banks, and he will clear for Sorell out towards his mate in Walker. Walker left it behind. Bailey's hot on his hammer. Just chipped it forward nicely, Bailey. Long way to come down to get the footy off the ground when you're that tall. And umpire says it's gone out of bounds.
Needs an elevator, Bailey, to get down to the ball sometimes. He actually moves pretty well. He did say before the game that his body's copped a fair whacking this season playing predominantly in the ruck, and let's hope that he continues on playing football for this club and continues that leadership role as the hands of Russell over the back of the pack. And he knocks it forward, but it's picked up now. He's trying to go in again. There is Nathan Isles, really trying to bustle his way through like a wombat. And it's on the ground, and it's going to be a ball up here. Attacking side, we're moving the ball forward very slowly. Players are a little bit more, well, a lot more tired and a little bit slower than what they were as Bailey tries to win it again. Russell in there as well. Now it's one out by Jackie Adams. Jack Adams tries to sneak one around the corner, and he can't, and it's touched over the boundary line. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in. You
can't question the effort from the Brighton boys. Jack Adams and his brother Luke have battled really hard today, as has Kyle Clark in the middle and Nathan Isles as well. They've battled as Bailey gets his kick smothered. Quick kick forward there by Stewart. Big tackle laid down there by Zachy Bird on, I think it was Sam Russell, who's in a real bit of hurt.
Yeah, Sam Russell and Werrett as well. Both bit sore at the moment. Werrett getting up there. Took a while to get going.
Yeah, not sure what it was. Anyway.
Everyone going in, laying a tackle with pace. Bailey wins it out, gets it on his left boot, has a quick shot on goal, but it's just a little bit much. And it's through from behind and quickly moving the ball on, and the ball's moved out to Jones. Jones chips the ball up, trying to find, wow, a man who's had a lot of tackles in Narco. Running off here as half-back is Latham. Latham's probably, well, he's on a fun run there, Nathan Latham. I don't know, we go back and count the steps. It was touch and go.
It's 15 metres. It's
we'll have a look.
Steps.
Anyway, Morrison gets it. Morrison chips it up, tries to find Bird. Bird couldn't quite mark it, goes to ground. Tackle laid, and a tackle is a little bit too much. Now, they've played on here. Actually, that might have been a free kick to Sorell. You see a quick shot on goal by Nathan Isles. It's through for a point.
Have we got that up on screen? How far do you run there, Jerry?
Yeah, here it is. 1, 2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He's 18 step stuff.
He's run about 40 metres.
You're calling him Usain Bolt.
Moving right along.
We've got a man down in front of the screen.
Yeah, Rogers. No, look, the kicks usually ends up in a pretty good position. Tries to find Collis. Collis couldn't mark it. And going at the back is Russell. Russell's been everywhere today.
He's been good.
Yeah, Daniel Chapman. He's also been excellent for Sorell. Really good user of the football. In that occasion, probably just kicks it high. And Jacobism, he marks the ball on half back now. He looks to the middle of the ball, the middle of the ground. And the ball's been marked by Morrison, who's been good throughout. Another one of Brighton's best players. He quickly moves the ball. Collis in the square. Over the top with the hands was Bevan. Bevan just spoiled it, and it's popped out here, and Sorell should possibly clear through the hands of Latham.
Latham off to Johnson. Johnson quickly moving the ball towards Pace. Pace longer to the other Pace. That's Billy. Billy takes the mark. He spins around quickly, drives it long. Down towards the debutant in Jared Bartlett, but it bounces up cruelly and hits Jones. Jones using his pace through the middle. Long kick, but it's Bailey flew. It was poor kick, actually, because it didn't go to the advantage of Bailey. Bailey looks good from here. He just needs to drill it, and what a goal. Brilliant stuff there by Bailey. the coach, and Ryan Bailey kicks his first. And you can just see Jack Adams there, clever, clever stuff.
It's been good, Jack Adams. And look, once again, as you said, Tubes, early in this quarter, they've been mentioned very competitive, Brighton. Just unable to get that forward goal kicker, really. And they've got a few different movers that have moved through that area. Small forwards seem to be the one, but the biggest man on the ground, Ryan Bailey, on that occasion, ran on nicely and kicked a goal in his second half. Once he got away from Jock McGregor, the clever, magic man of Jock McGregor, once he got away from him, he's been really good.
Well, the trainers there, you can see on the Sorell bench, they've started to pack up. Pack her up, boys, he says.
Yeah, is that it? Is that done and dusted?
Now, who's getting the Jonos today?
Yeah, it's tough. We might have a bit of a chat about this.
No,
I think I know who you're going to choose.
Really? Got a couple.
Yeah,
anyway.
we want to leave a little bit of luring there as Rose gets the ball out, going through. Now that's a little bit high on that occasion. He's been exuberant throughout this day, Luke Adams, and that's probably the third occasion where he's jumped. I mean, it wasn't high, but certainly, and he kept his shoulder in.
I'll tell you what, Jordan Latham's taken an absolute cracking mark there. Can we see that again on the Bennett's Petroleum replay, please, Jerry? Because that is just courage, going back with the flight, not knowing what's coming to you, and to take a mark like that. Look at this. Have a look at this. His eyes for the ball only.
Yep.
Beautiful stuff.
And the last minute, Adams realised he wasn't going to be in the contest and just laid in. Row bottom now, off half back for Brighton. Kicks the ball wide. No mark taken there by Clark. In fact, it's not Clark, it's Nathan Isles. Nathan Isles handballs the ball out. Row bottom misses it. Russell gets tackled hard. Still some desperation. They're still trying really hard. Rose taps the ball up to his number-sake in Bateman. The ball's close to the boundary line. Going over the top is Pace. Going hard again is Pace. Dylan Keeley's in there and running out off half-back. Oh, went one way, went the other. Pace pops the ball, and the fans like it here as it's now gone into Jones. Jones now chops it back over to Billy Pace. Billy Pace might get it back again, but it's Rogers coming through with a Moulet. He's everywhere. Is there more than one of him out there? Howlett paces again. Pace runs onto it. Nearly gave away a free kick on Howlett.
Get up, Billy.
And it's going to be a free kick here. And Rogers.
Stay with the footy. Look at that
kick. Yeah.
Comes out now to Morrison. Morrison looking to counter-attack. That's a clever kick towards Bailey, who takes the mark quickly, spins around onto his right boot a la Buddy Franklin, and that's a great kick straight to Luke Adams' kick.
What's wrong with Pace here? He's coming off.
Look at him. He's absolutely knackered. As we're with us from Frenetic Footy. Anyway, it's Adams. And that's just missed, and it's through from behind. That was probably Brighton's best build-up. They were able to move the ball out. Now we say Pace going off. He had plenty of pace, but at the very end he just lost it. And he's getting a hug from their mate in the black hoodie as the ball's now brought out for Sorell.
Yeah, so it's Tristan Pace on the other side. Couldn't quite take the mark. It comes out nicely for Zachy Bird, who scrubs one forward. Lands in the arms of Adams, who tries to shrug the Johnson tackle, and that's holding the ball. And then he says that's 50 metres, because you can't mouth off at the umpire, particularly in umpire respect round. What a great tackle there by Johnson. He
did get a handball. But it's saying he did get held for a long time, didn't he? And is he being asked to leave the venue as well? They don't have any players left, right? He's been fantastic all day. He kind of plays a little bit on the edge, just slightly.
Yep. But I think that's great from the umpires. They have done a great job today.
Yep.
And you can't mouth off at the umpires, and if you want to get silly about it, then you deserve to be sent off. So bad luck to Lukey Adams. You can have a break out there.
Well, I did that in my workplace. I'd be asked to leave as well, so probably fair enough.
Kicked forward now. Latham has a hold of it, ducks around Morrison one way, then the other way, says let's do the two-step as he comes forward. Flying back there though, nice mark taken by Howlett, who's been good today.
Howlett just did the 1-2 just with the goalpost. You probably didn't quite see. That was nice work. He's actually dodged the goalpost and just put it's like a block. Anyway, it's gone up here. Lots of players.
Oz' kick has been smothered. Sorry to chop you off there. Bartlett went in hard for the footy. The debutant got tackled hard there by Howlett, and the umpire will ball it up.
Still plenty of passion, isn't there?
Yeah,
there's a few cars left the venue. There's plenty of people now just on the right-hand side, just hovering around the fire pots that they've got going here. Tubes is giving a bit of information on who he thinks the best player on the ground. I'm partly disagreeing with him, but anyway, he's the man who gets to dish it out. It's Werrett, quickly snaps the ball forward. Must have been touched off the boot because Morrison quickly played on. Now the ball's just gone to the back half. Good tackle laid by McGregor. And a quick snap on goal there by Sammy Russell. It goes to the left-hand side through for a minor score. You just see there in the Bennett's Petroleum replay, you see a little sneaky snap over the left shoulder as Morrison, who went forward early, now he's back again. Here we go, in the Bennett's Petroleum replay. Sorell have battled hard all day and they're going to get their first win of the year as Kyle Clark for the Robins brings the ball. Bailey falls over and that is it. The Sorell Eagles have their first win of the year. They have defeated Brighton Robins and they will be very happy here at Pembroke Park. They'll gather around and celebrate with their captain, coach in Jock McGregor, and we're going to find out very soon who is the Jono Sauce best player on the ground, but we might get some highlights first from you.
We'll quickly go through the score on the Jackson Motor Company scoreboard. It's 13-9-87 to Brighton, 8-12-60. Goal kickers for Sorell, 5 to the coach, Jock McGregor, in a Herculean effort on one leg. Jarrett Bartlett with 2, Sam Russell with 2, and then singles to Ben Latham, Isaac Bateman, Alex Jones and Jack Hansen. For Brighton, it was Jack Gibbison with 2 goals, sorry. Jared Lind had 1, as did Kyle Clark, Ross Randall, Luke Adams, Ryan Bailey and Trent Rogers. What a game. Great game, and you cannot overestimate the importance of that win for the Sorell Footy Club.
Yeah, and right to the very end, a 27-point win here to Sorell, but Brighton threw everything at it. Absolutely everything. Right at the end there, we saw Luke Adams get taken off the ground. He was asked to leave by the gentleman in the green. And that's because, well, in a lot of ways, it was the passion, the excitement and the exuberance from that man in Luke Adams to continually push on and work hard for his team. But in the end, a little bit too much class. And I think the difference was just too much pressure through the back half of the ground. And we're going to go out in a few moments. But just some of the better players here for Sorell today. Jim Narco was excellent. As we mentioned, Jockey McGregor. Sam Russell moved through the ruck and also up forward throughout the day. Dylan Keeley was really good in that first half. I liked his work continuing out the day. Daniel Chapman off half-back used his nous and was a very useful player. For the Brighton team, well, they had plenty of contributors. Sean Stewart, their captain, was particularly good. Matty Howlett tried hard. Jared Lynn, Nathan Isles. They had lots of contributors throughout. In the second half, certainly the captain coach, Ryan Bailey, was magnificent. Probably their best player, Luke Adams, and also Daniel Rowbottom moved really well through the middle of the ground. But at the moment, we've got Tubes out there talking to the player of the match.
Now, this might surprise you, Aaron, but I have picked Jack Johnson for best on ground, the captain, mate. You led the way all today, mate. What does this mean for your footy club?
It's amazing. It's been a long year, and just to get a win. It's fucking. Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, just really emotional. It's been a great day. 3 wins for the club, so yeah, really good.
And it's the first time you've had 3 wins in a long time, mate.
Yeah, it is. I don't know when the last time we did that was, a couple of years. So yeah, no, it's really good for us.
Who's leading the way for you boys, do you reckon? Apart from yourself, obviously, being the captain, and Jock, who kicked 5 goals today.
Did he? Yeah, Jim Narco's come in for us. Wes has been amazing for us lately. Just a whole group effort today. I thought everyone did their job, everyone played their part, and yeah.
Mate, as someone that watches a lot of footy, you can see the sprouts of growth for you guys here at the Sorell Footy Club. Best of luck for next year. I know this year doesn't mean much to you guys, but this win absolutely means a lot. You've won the Jono Sauce today for best on ground, mate, but I could have given it to Jock McGregor. Narco, as you said, he was unbelievable. And a couple of those young kids that you've got coming through the juniors, mate.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thanks, mate.
Well done. Jack Johnson there, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's it from us here at Duff TV. My name is Tubes Taylor. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week for our next live stream on dufftv.com. Thanks to Bennett's Petroleum and, of course, the Jackson Motor Company. Until next week, take care. Bye for now.
With exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology, all new Suzuki Swift. The revolution of an icon.
In today's world of self-service, it's nice to know that there's still a place where you can sit back and relax. Bennett's Driveway Service, now at Snug, Lerner Valley and Sandy Bay. For more than 40 years, Bennett's Petroleum has been there for all Tasmanians.
Exhilarating turbo performance, advanced connectivity, and the latest safety technology. All new Suzuki Swift, the revolution of an icon.